Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I guess Haley and Tommy's just popped right up there, which I love. I forgot.
I was like, how long is the intro, Brett? It's like, it's done.
I'm
and
like,
we're on
it's
like
done
another
now.
screen. I'm like on my phone. I'm like, what?
I forgot to put like tags on the video.
Yeah, Brandon.
You know what? I'm just hot mess express here. We're like, it's okay. We're trying to do.
We're here now, so
We're
it
here
all works out.
Happy early Halloween.
Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Oh, I like that. You should trademark that.
Well, I think the sorority girls have that one.
Oh, true. That's a good idea. But yes, this is our Halloween special episode. And we thought for this time, because last time we did a Halloween draft, which was like we drafted, it was me, Caitlin, and Austin. We drafted different Halloween things. I was like, people have asked us for a while to do like a villains bracket. And I was like, what a perfect Halloween thing. But then I put in our story 3 different options, like 2 of which were not at all Halloween related, princesses and Disney World animatronics. And then I thought, I wonder which one's going to win. And it was obviously villains because it's Halloween time. So we're doing a villains bracket. And I'll preface this that maybe all of your favorite villains, if you like Home on the Range, your villain will not be in the bracket. I think
the villain will be in the bracket.
Not Home on the Range villain is not in the bracket.
No.
But we're going to get started. We'll welcome everyone in. We'll then introduce our bracket. We'll talk about it. It's going to be so great. I'm interested to see. I think this could go a lot of different ways, to be honest, for top villain. And you can kind of rank it on some different things, and we'll chat on that very, very soon. But of course, welcome to Haley and Tommy, who
Thank you for having us. We're so excited.
We are so excited. Oh.
Ooh, Heidi with the ears.
I was going to say, I don't think ever in our channel's history has Heidi worn ears in a video, ever.
Oh my gosh, look, there's something in my tooth, I think. Oh no, that's just your dirty computer screen. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I saw them sitting here. I wanted some pumpkin ears. I don't have them, so
right.
I have Halloween ears too, and I didn't wear them.
That's okay. We are wearing our Magical Castle Company Halloween stuff, which you always know we always talk about. You can use our code Sunny10 to save 10%, not on Halloween
Christmas,
stuff,
baby.
But Christmas, which I like Christmas better than Halloween.
Anyhow, back to Haley and Tommy. They're here.
They're here, and they're the best.
Happy to be here.
Yes.
Buck is here as well, so if you see a fuzzy head pop up, that's who it is.
Yeah.
He's here for the cuteness.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time, I think, here tonight with all of us on here. We usually kind of like have some fun times. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be great. But be sure to like this video. If you're new, consider subscribing to our channel and Haley and Tommy's channel, which we'll post down in the chat as well. And then we'll welcome everybody in the chat here and then get started on our bracket. So Jason has his drink poured. Cheers, y'all. Thank you so much, Jason, for being here. So good to see you and hear from you. Rachel's here. She's ready to go as well. Llama Floof.
Yes.
We're back. So good to be here. I'm so glad, Llama Floof. You were missed last time for sure.
Yeah, everyone's asking.
Everybody was asking about you. Magical Castle Company's here. Welcome. Happy early Halloween. Magically, Caitlin is here and so ready for the spooky theme live. Welcome, Caitlin. Lots of love to you. Disney World Freak is here. Happy lunar eclipse too. Very fun. Very cool. Austin is here as well. And they're loving the ears. That's great. Lex Men says, hello, watching your videos. This is my first live, so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Nice.
For joining us. It's always fun when there's a first time live viewer goer. Yeah. And Llama Floof says you guys could potentially hit 4,000 subs this year.
That would be iconic.
It would be on the stream. We really appreciate it.
Tell someone you know to subscribe.
Yeah, that is so sweet. But yeah, we just love like doing this and stuff, and we love the live streams. We're so glad to be back. So I think that we're just gonna get right into this because notoriously this could be, who knows, an hour or 3. We don't really know. So let's just get into it. No, it won't be 3. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna share entire screen. That's what I have to do.
Share it up.
Screen 2. All right, let's get this going. Of course, it's a bracket battle, which means that we are going to be all of your favorite or not so favorite villains into a bracket. And you can kind of go like a few ways about this. Of course, I'm sure people are just going to vote for like their favorite villain. You could maybe vote on a criteria of like the baddest villain, or like who you think's the scariest, meanest. There's a lot of things that we could go with this, but I think
whatever you feel.
Yes, go whatever that you feel. I think is the best way.
Who the heck is that?
We're ordering. Like, guys, I'm going to preface this by saying this. just wait. Not all of the villains that Disney has are in here, but I had to get enough where like I had to include some people. So then I had to just include like random extra ones as well. But since it's like Disney's 100 years, I thought it's cool to see some of these and you're like, who is that? But then there's like a story behind who they are. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun.
A little Disney history.
Yes. And also some of these, let's be real, we're going to get a broom out and sweep them away real quick. That's fine. But we're going to get started with this. If you're all ready, let's see the thumbs like we always do. Thumbs up for being ready. I know we're all ready. We can kind of talk about it, I guess, after as well, like who like our favorite like villains are, because I don't want to spoil it now. Maybe
we can't.
You know what I mean?
Spoil it yet.
Yeah.
And of course, as always, myself and Heidi will each get our own vote. So will Haley and Tommy, and then everyone in the chat. We'll add them all up together. Heidi's going to tally them up over here, and then we'll decide which one moves on. And we'll do one side of the bracket, and then move on to the next side of the bracket. As always, everybody's ready. Got the thumbs. I love how Jason, I'm going to pull it up, has a thumb and a drink.
He's ready. He's here if it's an hour or 4 hours. He's ready for both. So
which I appreciate. That is so good. All right. So first off, here's Heidi's who, and maybe people know who this is. Haley and Tommy.
Mortimer Mouse.
Yeah. Look at that.
He tried to swoop in on Minnie that one time.
He did.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, is that he has tried to swipe in and take Minnie from Mickey, which is a no-go. So kind of villainous there.
Is he tall?
Yes, he's taller than Mickey. So of course we have Mortimer Mouse, as Tommy just said, and then the evil queen from Snow White. And of course I put her there in her like queen form and then her scary witch form as well. I think this one might be an easy sweep, but Haley and Tommy, which way do you want to go with this one?
Yeah, I definitely have to go the evil queen. I think she's just iconic, and Mortimer can't beat him. We didn't even know who he was.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Mortimer. He is pretty conniving, but I think the evil queen has to sort of run over Mortimer in this one.
There you go. Heidi, do you agree, or are you going to throw Mortimer a vote?
Well, I don't know him, so I can't even vote. I feel like I know him in another lifetime. He seems familiar, but I don't know him that well, so he doesn't get my vote. Sorry, buddy.
I feel like that there's like levels to Disney villains. And I think the evil queen is on one because she's like the first like big movie Disney villain and that kind of thing. And she is pretty, like, I know that even her goal is just to like be the fairest of them all, but she's pretty scary and pretty bad. So she'll also get my vote as well.
Also, this is a thing that I just thought of. Like, if she like killed Snow White, wouldn't there just be another fairest person? Like, doesn't mean she's second in line.
Maybe she was, or she used to be, I guess.
Oh, maybe she used
and then
to be.
Snow White took over.
Who knows?
Karen says, hello, just watch your Halloween party vlog. And so glad I got to be here for the live. Thank you so much. Yeah, the Halloween party vlog, which I'll talk about after, was live yesterday. And
we watched that this morning.
Yeah, we did watch it this morning.
Guys, thank you. Caitlin says the ugly rat man gets her vote.
Caitlin.
Maybe she's maybe serious or
Caitlin.
not. And look, Llama Floof, I vote
Llama
Mickey's
Floof.
creepy look-alike wannabe. We got to start off strong.
Guys,
wow. Two votes for Mortimer, and then here we go, some evil queen.
EFFR, guys.
Evil queen from Kim and Magical Castle, evil queen. Karen as well, evil queen. I love this name. Molson Canadians is very funny. Oh, the evil queen climbing up the mountain as her evil hag form scared me to death as a kid. Yeah, we'll talk about some scary moments for sure for some of these villains. So that's a vote for evil queen. Magically Caitlin says high five llama page.
They love it.
Lexman says evil queen. Jason also says I'm old. I knew who Mortimer was. Vote equals Mortimer.
Wow, Jason.
And Rachel votes for the evil queen. Look at that. I thought that was going to be a clean sweep.
Yeah, me too. I thought definitely it was going to be a clean sweep.
I think Mortimer Mouse got a bad draw here. I think that if it was a different matchup, he'd have a chance of moving on, but it's just tough to run into a buzzsaw that is the evil queen in the first place.
If you have like a float or a character meet and greet, you're like a heavy hitter villain, I feel like. That's
what both forms of the evil queen are, like both pretty iconic, so I feel like it's hard to kind of beat that.
Yeah.
True.
I also love that like in Fantasmic, me and Lucy always joked about this, that she turns back into the evil queen form to die, which they show, which is so funny to me that she couldn't go out as a hag. She has to go back like out like beautiful, which I think is so funny. Could we get some tidbits on Mortimer? Well, like Tommy gave some. My job. I think that the main one that I saw was that he swooped in to try to take Minnie. He's actually in the Mickey shorts in a couple episodes, which is kind of cool. So they've kind of brought that in. So maybe you know him from that.
How tall is he compared to Mickey?
I don't know.
He looks tall.
He's like way taller than Mickey Mouse.
I was gonna say he's way
like at his like waist, I feel like.
Yeah. And there will be another Mickey villain on this list as well somewhere. So that's very fun. And in your opinion,
I don't know Mortimer, so I shouldn't be hating on him. I like his name.
So everybody look up Mortimer, maybe because I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Caitlin says, "My king, Mortimer."
I did look up Mortimer's height. If you would like that fact.
Oh yes, please.
7.5 inches tall.
Compared to what's Mickey's height?
That's what I'm on.
That is funny. We're like
7.5 inches.
We're like, he must be huge.
At first I thought you were gonna say 7 foot. I was like,
now it says Mickey is 2 to 3 feet, so I don't know that Google is the best.
I don't know what the scale is though. If you scale Mortimer Mouse up to like a
7 feet
park experience, I don't know. Like, he might be 9 feet tall.
That's true. Yeah. Well, nonetheless, Evil Queen moving on, but Mortimer did get some love.
Yeah,
love it.
Good job.
Next up, we have Honest John and Gideon from Pinocchio, who we actually met Gideon in a vlog, which I think comes later on at Epcot, which is so funny. They're also pretty scary to me. I don't trust them at all. And then Charles Muntz from Up, who of course is notorious for trying to get Kevin and stuff because he wants to prove that he like actually found that bird. So these are kind of random ones. Like I said, like the draw is kind of random on some of these, which like Tommy said, but which way do you guys want to go here? Honest John and Gideon or Charles Muntz?
I really don't like Charles Muntz. I'm going to have to go Honest John and Gideon.
I am also going with Honest John and Gideon. Charles Muntz is like my least favorite part of that movie. I feel like whenever he's on screen, like it really drags the movie down. It's like the only issue I have with Up in general, so I'm going to go not Charles Muntz. It's pretty much my vote here.
I agree. I'm going to go with them as well because his name's Honest John, but he's not honest at all. He's a total liar.
It's sinister, yeah.
And it's so bad. And it's just like, it's the most like they picked like a cat and a fox, and he's just so
Gideon's not that scary, but Honest John is scary.
Yeah.
I mean, bad villains. Like when you really think about it, like they are like bad.
They are bad. Yes, and there's going to be some more Pinocchio villains on this list as well because Pinocchio has a lot of villains.
That's why.
And it's a very scary movie, and I think that they're just very like
they're scary.
They are very scary.
I'm scared of them. I'm still scared of them.
And we saw Gideon like in the park, and then they were talking about him, and they're like, "Oh, he's like an actor, and he was doing this to our camera and stuff." And I'm like, "But he's still kind of scary, like even though he's just like a kind of like silly looking cat." So I will also vote for them. You as well, Heidi?
Keeping track of this. Yeah.
So 4 votes for Honest John and Gideon. Charles Muntz, we don't like that guy. Bad guy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Caitlin was thinking 6'5" for Mortimer Mouse, which is very funny. Caitlin's gonna vote for the cat and the fox with a bunch of question marks. Vote for them as well. Steve says this is a well-matched duo, but Honest John and Gideon. Llama Floof says Charles Muntz looks like the creepy dude in the movie Monster House.
Yes.
Wow, what a throwback movie. That's funny. Karen's voting for Charles. Magical Castle Company's going to vote for Honest John and Gideon. Jason says Pinocchio is my least favorite movie. Vote equals Up, dude. And Disney World Freak says hate the story behind Pinocchio kidnapping kids. It was terrifying. Wow.
It's so scary.
I apologize that there's going to be more Pinocchio villains on here, like I said, because they're
frightening.
They're very frightening villains. Lexman is also voting for John and Gideon. So they will move on here as well in our bracket. Nice. Honest John and Gideon. All right. Next up, we have Henry Waternoose from Monsters, Inc. and then the Stabbington brothers, who are from Tangled.
And just to preface, I didn't help in this choosing of what villains.
Listen, there's villain sidekicks as well, and I had to have enough to include everybody on. That's fair. But look, the matchups, then don't vote for them.
Okay. That's
fair. Which way do you guys want to go here?
I'm going Henry Waternoose. I think he's a good villain.
Yeah, that twist blew my mind when I was like 8 years old or whatever. So I've got to go Waternoose.
He's a really good villain. Like
he's a crafty fella.
He is, and he will stop at nothing. Like he is very like, you know what I mean? I don't know. He's a bad guy. You as well?
Well, yeah.
Stabbington brothers, they're just pretty much
glorified. Stabbington is a great name.
It is.
Two great names, really.
But he's a really good villain, and I'm interested to see because I think that Pixar has like some very good top tier villains, honestly, like in their movies. So I'm interested to see how well they fare against like the classic Disney top tier villains. So that's why that I like included obviously some Pixar ones in here as well. So we'll see how far they can go.
Good stuff.
Where are we at here? Jason is voting for Water Noose. So fun to say. Kim is voting for Water Noose as well. Disney World Freak says we're picking the villain that we like. You can go whatever way you want. You can pick who you like, who you think is more like villainous, whatever that you think. At the end, we're going to crown the best Disney villain.
Disney villain.
Yeah. So again, you can vote for your favorite, which I'm sure some of us will at some points. But like, I think so far our logic, because maybe none of them have been our favorites, is that they're just better villains, right?
I think my criteria is going to change round to round.
Yeah,
as
me
well,
too.
So.
For sure. Llama Floof is voting for the bros because bros will be bros. Magical Castle is voting for Water Noose. Steve says Water Noose. Say it 3 times fast. Haley, would you like to try?
No, I'm gonna end up saying something inappropriate on the internet on accident.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't even want to. Let me say that 3 times. Rachel says Water Noose. Lexman as well. Disney World Freak, and Karen says Five Eyes wins. I like it. So he's gonna move on here, and we'll see who is next up. All right, Mother Gothel from Tangled and Clayton from Tarzan. And again, if we need backstories on some, maybe we can, but they're both like pretty bad in their own way, to be honest, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Which way do you want to go, Heidi, first off here? Is it a tough one?
It's tough for me because I feel like he's really mean.
He's very mean, very bad.
Like, I guess Mother
but she's also bad in the way of she's just like a manipulator, whereas he's just like a bad dude. But she kind of, I don't know. This one's a tough one.
Got something going on there for sure.
Yeah. Do you need a minute or you're?
No, I'll go for Mother Gothel.
Mother Gothel, Haley and Tommy.
I don't like when she sings to Rapunzel. Just going off on her. Like
this is like where my criteria is changing in my head because like I prefer Mother Gothel. I think she's a more interesting villain and she has like story to her. But he's so bad. Like he is like a way worse villain. But like I don't think he would win against anybody else. Like if I'm trying to like think about the bracket wise.
True.
I don't know. I'll you go and then I'll.
Yeah, I like Clayton a lot. I think Clayton's a really good villain, and he's definitely like super mean. But my favorite part about villains is villain songs, and I like the Mother Gothel song. So I'm swayed to Mother Gothel with the song as my tiebreaker.
Yeah, I'm also going to vote for her as well because I think she, like, as much as there's always like the villain and princess thing, I think that hers is so different because she's like impersonating her mother and is like telling her all these things, of course, that she needs to believe. And like she does believe them. So I think that in a way, like Clayton's obviously so bad in the way that he does that stuff, but I think that she almost is just like so twisted in that way too, that she would go to that length to do that. So I'm going to vote for Mother Gothel as well.
Yeah, I think I'm joining you guys. I think she just has a better story also. Like Clayton is just like bad guy.
He's just a mean
and
poster,
she has like a whole backstory and like reason behind it.
That's fair. So all of us are going to go for Mother Gothel. I think it's more divided in our chat. So we will check it out. Kim is voting for Mother Gothel. Lexman as well. Mother knows best. Steve says Mother Gothel, mommy issues. Jason says Clayton. He has a shotgun. That's so funny. Mother is so evil. Mother Gothel. I need to win this stream. There we go. Llama Floof maybe going to ride out Mother Gothel here. Karen is also voting that way. Magical Castle is voting for Clayton. He is so bad. Rachel as well for Clayton. Kennedy is voting for Mother Gothel, and Disney World Freak says Mother Gothel, very similar to my mother. LOL.
No.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
No.
And then Tommy nailed it. It's a great song for her.
Love a villain song.
So
Nice.
Mother Gothel is going to move on, though. Clayton is a very bad guy, and just kind of like they're both just like so different, which I think is so fun about the villains is that they're all very different in a lot of different ways. But Mother Gothel, moving on to the next round. Next up, Lotso from Toy Story 3 versus the Coachman from Pinocchio, who like everybody will know when he has that creepy, like he leans in and smiles and his face goes all red. Very creepy. Which way, Heidi, do you want to go here?
Lotso. Woo. I should have brought my stuffed Lotso up here.
True. You can also save your points for Lotso maybe after if you think this will be easy, but you're going to vote for Lotso? Look
at that face. Yes.
I'm also going to vote for Lotso, and I'll get into it later. Hopefully he'll win this round because I think there's lots to say about Lotso. What about you guys?
I'm going Lotso.
Lotso all day. Yep.
Yeah. The Coachman, I think, kind of got a bad draw here, maybe, but he's also pretty scary. Like they said,
that one scene you described is definitely creepy.
The Pinocchio ride is absolutely terrifying because of all of these villains.
Is he in that ride?
He's in the ride.
I think so.
Well, even if any of them were in the ride, which again we'll maybe briefly touch on Disneyland later at the end of this, but I just think that whole movie is honestly terrifying, and they for sure add to how scary that movie is. Like all of these, like there are so many villains. Like if you want to even include like Monstro, who's not on this list, who's just like a whale, but there's like so many points in that movie that are.
It's like a mostly villain movie. Like most of the characters are
it's
bad.
Like a movie about how like adults are mean and are gonna like
seriously
manipulate you and steal you. Yeah.
Here we go. We're gonna move on here. Llama Floof says, "Have you guys seen the new Wish villain sing?" Yes, we did. Did you guys see that?
I don't know.
I'm excited for that movie, which we'll kind of talk on later because I was going to bring up like that new villain, but I'm excited for that movie. I think that a lot of people aren't as excited for it, which
I don't know that the trailers are setting it up well.
That's what I feel.
Marketing's been weird for sure. Yeah,
I agree, but it's a Chris Pine doing like a little song, and I think it's great.
Nice.
Chris Pine is great.
He is great. Lotso, 2 votes there. Another vote for Lotso. Kennedy, welcome, is voting for Lotso. Rachel's also voting Lotso. Steve as well. Llama Floof says Lotso is so misunderstood.
I will go off later.
Lexman votes for Lotso. Oh, damn, we know the strawberry scent. Lotso brought the tears. Jason says dislike them both.
Jason.
Oh, no. And the Dantes welcome in, and they are voting for Lotso as well. Magical Castle is voting for Lotso, and so is Karen. I think that Lotso is a great villain.
Expected,
yeah. We will touch on him, I'm sure, later on as he moves on, potentially to the next round or the other ones after. We'll see where we have to discuss Lotso's points because every villain has some points. I think that we'll get into that later on. But Lotso,
that's what makes them good villains if they have talking points. If not,
yeah. Next up, Shere Khan from the Jungle Book and Flotsam and Jetsam from The Little Mermaid. They're, of course, Ursula's sidekicks. Again, some of these I had to include to like make the numbers work. But I think this also might be maybe a sweep. I don't know. Shere Khan's a pretty bad guy also. I was scared. But
I love the Jungle Book.
He's a scary guy. Yeah. He's kind of just like a tiger that doesn't like humans though. But
still kind of scary.
He was attacked by humans and stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna vote for Shere Khan just because the other two don't really do anything for me.
Me too. Good.
I like Flotsam and Jetsam, especially in what's it called? Phantasmic. But I'm gonna have to go Shere Khan as well, just because I don't have enough on them.
I feel the same way. I like Flotsam and Jetsam a decent amount, but not enough to vote for them in this round, I don't think.
They're just snitches. That's all they are. They're just little henchmen.
Yeah, they go down like punks in the end too. They
do.
Don't really put up with
That's funny. I also love like every time like now that I think of villains, I think of like the board game Villainous. Every time when I'm like thinking of them, I'm like, oh, like yeah. And he's not one. Shere Khan is not a villain in that game, but maybe one day because I think that he'd have some cool heroes and stuff to play with. All right, Kim is going for F and J. There we go. Never mind. It's not a clean sweep. Steve is voting for Shere Khan. The Dantes as well. Flotsam and Jetsam. Magical Castle. Shere Khan. Jason says that they're more sidekicks. Yes, vote for Shere Khan. Llama Floof says, Haley and Tommy, I don't know if you saw, but I got into Auburn. War Eagle.
You're our only War Eagle we can love.
I'll make an exception, but yeah, congratulations.
That's amazing. That's so Congrats.
Cool. And he says, I vote for the Tiger for that reason. There we go.
You can get that.
Yeah, naturally.
Disney World Freak is also voting for Shere Khan, and Lexman is voting for Flotsam and Jetsam.
It was more divided than I thought it was going to be.
I agree. I guess though, like Shere Khan, I guess is one of those that maybe like Jungle Book's not like a super memorable movie for most people, and I guess that like he's just kind of
and he's not like so bad.
It's really the end confrontation is like the only time where it's like, oh wow, this tiger means business. Otherwise, he's just kind of like cranky for a while.
Exactly. Seriously. Well, is it close? What do we have? No. Shere Khan moved on?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Shere Khan's moving on. Also, be sure to like the video if you're new. Thanks for joining us. We're going to rank all these Disney villains in this bracket and see which one comes out on top.
Yes.
Next up, Yzma and then the Cheshire Cat. And Cheshire Cat, I never would have thought as a villain, but then when I saw him in the Disneyland parade for Halloween, I was like, is he a villain? And then when I looked it up, he is one, which he might not last very long because he's up against Yzma, but we shall see. Heidi, which way do you want to go here? Yzma. You'll save your points.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat's kind of just a weird guy, though.
I like him. But
you do?
Yeah. I used to love Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, he's like mischievous and kind of off-putting, but he's
on
not.
Purpose,
yeah, he's not villainous, really.
No, that's what I
think. But I love Yzma.
Me too. Yzma's great.
He's a good villain. She's
so
fun. We'll see what our chat has to say as well. Where is this just popped up? Jason said, Haley and Tommy, think about how his parents are. We're lifelong Crimson Tide fans.
Our condolences go out to you.
That's a contentious household in a few weeks for sure.
That's so funny. Yeah, but I think this is kind of one of those weird ones where, like, again, like a lot of these are that first round, kind of get them out of the way and move on. I'm also going to vote for Yzma as well, which I'm sure most of the chat will vote for. Cheshire Cat's more of just like a go this way, but then it's the wrong way, and he thinks it's like hilarious.
He's like a twerp. He's just like a pest, kind of.
Yeah, he's just like prolonging your suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Not contributing directly to it.
Yeah.
No. The Daunties are voting for Yzma, so is Steve and Llama Floof and Disney World Freak, and Lexman says wrong lever. Magical Castle votes for Yzma as well, and Jason pulling out that joke as well, voting for Yzma. I love how that's like so iconic.
Classic.
Super classic, and we'll get to that. I'm sure later on we'll talk about her as well in later rounds, but for now, Yzma is moving on. Also, sorry if I'm like flying through these, but
no, we got a lot to cover.
We got a lot to do.
Yeah.
So Yzma's moving on. Next up, the Horned King from the Black Cauldron against Pain and Panic, who again are sidekicks, but they're still villain sidekicks from Hercules. And the Horned King is not one that I know too much about, except that he is very scary.
Definitely spooky. There's really not much to know. I don't think it's pretty like, that's my big issue with that movie in general. It's all kind of just like standard fantasy sort of kids movie where there's not a ton going on beyond
like
what you think would be going on. Like he's just kind of like evil and wants to take over the world sort of situation.
Yeah. This one's easy for me.
Yeah.
I love Pain and Panic.
I think Pain and Panic are good. Yeah. They buy the sneakers or whatever.
And I think they fit with Hades as a villain. Like, so like they're like, they add to his villain.
Yeah, for sure. You too?
Yes.
Yeah or no?
I don't know the other guy much.
No, like he just looks like a scary skeleton guy, which is what he is, I guess, right?
Pretty much.
It's fair. So yeah, I'm also gonna do Pain and Panic because I don't know anything about him. And Pain and Panic, I think, are probably like my favorite like villain sidekicks. Kim's gonna vote for Pain and Panic. Any interest in doing games with Disney Lorcana new card game? We bought some of those cards. We haven't got to play it really because Heidi's been away and I've been here.
Played it?
I played it one time with our friend Austin, and it was fun.
Oh yeah, why did I think you were like playing it by yourself?
No, because you can't play by yourself.
I know, but I was thinking like,
I could play by myself.
Besides the table.
That's so short. Yeah.
I was really thinking you were playing it, but you obviously weren't.
And then I'll go, surprise, I won.
You played with us.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, we haven't played it yet. Oh, I haven't played it.
Who was the one villain that scared the Dalmatians in Once Upon a Studio? Wasn't that?
I don't remember.
I think maybe Chernobog. Does that make sense? If you
We
haven't
haven't watched it yet.
No. They love Chernobog. They throw him in wherever they can, which makes sense because he looks great. Like he's a good design.
You need to. It is so good. Once Upon a Studio.
Yeah, I'm not emotionally ready yet.
It is.
I've seen some clips, and it's definitely.
It's great. We watched it last weekend, maybe last week.
Sometimes.
So good, just great. But I think that it's maybe Chernobog. I'm not 100% sure. Chernobog's on our bracket here, but I'm pretty sure it's him. The Daunties are voting for Pain and Panic. They don't know much about the Horned King.
Yeah.
Yes, which is fair. Pain and Panic. Jason's going to vote for the Horned King. Disney World Freak says love Pain and Panic. Lex Men as well agrees with Haley and Tommy. They're the perfect sidekicks for Hades. Pain and Panic. So I guess that they're moving on. The poor Horned King. That's okay. Alrighty. Next up, we have the Queen of Hearts and Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2. I don't know.
I think the Queen of Hearts is a better villain. I think she's a really good villain.
Yeah, I think Stinky Pete suffers from being on the weaker end of Toy Story villains because like both Sid and Lotso are more compelling.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Stinky Pete, he's a bad guy, but I think I've got to go Queen of Hearts, for longevity alone almost.
Yeah, she's also willing to just like chop off heads.
Oh yeah.
True. Yeah.
She's like running through anything that gets in her way, she's chopping it down.
Yeah. So I'm also gonna vote for her because I think that she just seems like she would just be like kind of like not. I don't really know. Like she doesn't like on the surface seem like she'd be scary, but then when her face goes red and she's ready to cut your head off, you're like, oh my god. No? Yeah. So I'm also gonna vote for Queen of Hearts as well.
Me too.
You too. Stinky Pete is kind of just. Yeah, I don't know. Like he's one I think that I kind of don't like remember fully everything about him. Whereas like Lotso, like I know all about Lotso, like and stuff like that from Toy Story as well. So yeah, I'm also going to vote for Queen of Hearts. We'll see what everybody else has to say. Kim's going to vote for Stinky Pete. Jason is voting for the Queen of Hearts. Whoa, sorry, it just jumped on me. Queen of Hearts. Rachel as well. Llama Floof says the Queen of Hearts. She's a queen for a reason. Steve as well. She's a great OG villain. Llama Floof says there needs an edit function on YouTube chat. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube chat like is one of those things that I'm not like really familiar with on the other end of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know like what it looks
like. Whenever we're watching your lives, I always mistype and have to send like updates, and then it doesn't make sense. It's like lost in the chat.
I always love sometimes on my end when it's like an emoji or something, and then it says out
Android or something that's not in the computer.
And I'm like, what am I reading? And then Heidi always says, okay, cool. Makes sense. Off with her head. We know who that votes for. Stinky Pete's bloopers at the end are awesome, but off with their heads is our choice. There you go. The Daunties as well. Oh, sorry. Stinky Pete, the Queen of Hearts, is just a toddler throwing a temper tantrum, and I can't stand that. Magical Castle votes for Stinky Pete. Lexman and Karen are voting for Queen of Hearts. And Queen of Hearts will move on to the next round.
Yes. Well.
Next up, Captain Hook versus Lock, Shock, and Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas. Again, more villain sidekicks, but I think in terms of sidekicks, like you said this earlier, that they'll actually like kill Santa Claus is what they want to do. They have a
sure
whole
will.
Yeah. So which way do you guys want to go?
This one's tough for me because I love Lock, Shock, and Barrel, but Hook is such an iconic villain. But I don't think Hook's as bad as everybody thinks he is, so I'm gonna go Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
There you go.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel household. Another great song as well. So even if I was a little bit closer, I think I would break the tie because their song is fantastic. And yeah, they kidnapped Santa Claus. Like that's as bad as you can get, really.
Yeah.
I also think that it makes it more scary that they're like children. Right? Like, aren't they actually like, or are they not children? Because if
I think they're kids.
I think they're like technically children.
Land.
Yeah, they could be like 1,000,000 years old.
Because that's why
Halloween Town.
That's why they can be convinced so easily to do things,
which makes them even more terrifying that they have like these masks on and they're just, you know what I mean? I don't know. And like, yeah, Captain Hook, I think that obviously he's like upset that his hand is cut off and stuff, and he I don't really know, like
he's like Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He's just like
he's not really like pursuing Peter Pan most of the time. Peter Pan like pursues him. I think if they just let him be in his ship.
Maybe,
on Skull Island, it'd be all fine.
Yeah, I'm also going to vote for Lock, Shock, and Barrel. I think that they're like scary and they have a good song, like you said, and they like, would literally kill Santa Claus, which is horrible.
I'm also voting for
you as well. Wow.
For those reasons.
Maybe an upset on our end, but I think that I saw it in the chat is a lot of Captain Hook. We shall see. Rachel's
totally fair,
Me too. I think he's
for Captain Hook. For sure. The Daunties as well. Kim and Steve and Jason and Magical Castle are all voting for Hook. Disney World Freak as well, and Molson Canadians as well. Llama Floof says, come on, it's about to be Halloween. The kiddos need a win. Also, what time of year does everyone watch Nightmare Before Christmas?
That's a good question.
I don't like know if we're the biggest Nightmare Before Christmas fans. I've watched it, I think, maybe twice in my whole life.
I watched it once.
Really?
And I think if I were to watch it, I think it's much more of a Halloween movie than a Christmas movie.
We are not on that team.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's
a Christmas movie Halloween characters in it.
Set in a Halloween.
But I think it's totally acceptable to answer both. I just personally think it's a Christmas movie.
I think that logic makes more sense.
You're so easily convinced.
Well, yeah, because I know.
Well, if you've only seen it twice, you don't have a whole lot.
I never thought about it that way, that it's Halloween characters just in a Christmas movie. If like 80% of it takes place in a Christmas setting,
I don't know what it is.
You're not sure?
No, I have to watch it again.
We definitely do have to watch it again. Where are we at here? Lexman says the Boogie Boys. There we go.
Oh, wait, I have to keep voting.
And Karen's voting for Hook. And the Daunties say Peter Pan is the real villain of that story.
I have been saying that. I agree.
And Steve says it's a Halloween movie. Nice. That's funny. So I think Captain Hook's moving on, though, right? It was close, though.
It was close.
Yeah.
With our 4 votes.
They did. Closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
For sure. He's an iconic one. Oh, see, and controversy, but Jack wants to steal Christmas. It's in the title.
The movie's about Christmas. Yeah.
There you go. Captain Hook, moving on. Next up, okay, Frollo, who's a bad guy, and this girl's name's Madam. Medusa.
Oh.
And
Who's
she's from the Rescuers.
I thought this was Madam Mim in a different form.
She does look like a variant of Madam Mim.
Yeah. She's on here later, but she's from the Rescuers. She's the one that like she has like that little girl. Remember Penny? She has like the bear and stuff, and she has those alligator henchmen.
Nothing going on.
I don't know. Again, Frollo, I think, like for me, just easily wins this. He's a horrible guy. Horrible. And I've seen this movie one time as a kid. I have never revisited it.
I need to watch
because I know that it just is like a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna vote for Frollo because I just think he on this list is like the worst guy potentially. You know? Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I don't know if I've watched this movie. I think I watched when I was younger, but I read the synopsis and I was like, what the heck is this movie?
And see, like I put her on here because I know that there's people who come in the chat who love the Rescuers, and maybe this girl is your favorite like villain, you know?
Steve says.
There you go.
Favorite villain.
Steve pulled it up. I'll pull it up. My favorite villain ever.
I think I have to go with Medusa.
Yeah.
Because she is like from Annie, like the woman who runs that. She gives the same vibes as her, and she's so awful.
She's like Mrs. Hannigan from Annie.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength. But yeah, that's her. Like, she always seems like she's been drinking something, kind of, and she's just like, yes, she's a cigarette mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just is. She's bad. So that's who I'm voting for.
Well, I'm gonna have to revisit her.
Yeah, I need to watch that movie.
What about you, Tommy?
I think I have to go Frollo just because, like, doesn't he just say like the worst, meanest things to Quasimodo? Like. Yeah, I think that's all I really know about either character, so I think that's swaying me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just like the meanest dude ever for 90 minutes, and then the movie's over.
And he's just like so creepy, yeah. With like Esmeralda, he's very creepy. And like in the clip that I saw, because I tried to like look up like little things, he literally has like Quasimodo walking with him, and he's telling him like you're ugly, and then makes him say you're ugly. Like he's just very,
oh my God.
He's
a
horrible guy. But also then I guess also Medusa is also a horrible.
And hers is with kids, which is like worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wow. This is a very interesting matchup. The Dantes are voting for Frollo. Steve, of course, is voting for Medusa. So is Rachel. Super excited. Magical Castle and Karen and Kim are all voting for Frollo. Jason says Medusa. You youngins don't know the Rescuers. That's fair. I won't admit that I do.
It's been a long time. It's been a really long time.
Yeah, I need to revisit.
All I know is
those.
that in like grade 1, I remember like coloring the mice, and we had puppets. That's all I remember.
There you go.
School.
Rachel says that Medusa is also her favorite. Look, I'm so glad that I included her.
Well, good thing.
Lex,
I would have kicked her.
You would have said, "Don't put her on." So Frollo is too disturbing. Lama Flu says Medusa for the upset. Frollo is a little too evil for my liking, so that's a vote for Medusa. And so is Disney World Freak. Another vote.
It's close. If anyone
close.
wants
if
to
there's
vote,
any other votes for
better put her in.
Either of these two baddies here, yeah.
Should we close it or leave it?
Who would have thought?
No.
Rachel's laughing because she thinks that it's funny that we almost didn't include her. See,
yeah,
I knew. Look, someone like, and you laughed because like at the beginning, and then
I did.
And then Mortimer Mouse got 2 votes, and now look, Medusa's.
I have to not
maybe take down Frollo. So we'll give it like 10 more seconds here. Any last minute votes because it's very close.
This will change the outcome.
This could change the outcome if anyone has votes. We're gonna save the whole bracket.
The canon event.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, guys.
Frollo and Medusa.
Everyone watching, it's over. Oh,
Amy comes in.
Amy,
with
you
a
put it
vote
over.
For Frollo, put it over the edge for Mr. Frollo.
That was way closer than
super close, yeah.
Very
Nail
close.
In the coffin.
There you go. Frollo. Moving on. Chernobog and Chick Hicks from Cars.
This one's easy for me.
Go for it.
Chernobog is a bad dude.
Yeah. I like that sequence of Fantasia a lot. So I'm going Chernobog.
Yeah, Chick Hicks is kind of just like a sore loser and a sore winner.
Yeah.
Right? That's really it. What about you, Chernobog? Yeah. He's also scary. Like, he's so scary in, like, Phantasmic. Like, anything that he's in, he's just, like, terrifying. You know?
He's so big.
He is so big.
Yeah, he's, like, just sitting on a mountain.
The mountain, yeah.
Which I also didn't know because when I looked up, like, pictures for the bracket, they're apparently, like, making, like, a live-action Chernobog.
That's very scary to me.
So, I don't know how true that is.
What?
I don't know, like a live action Chernobog. I don't know if that's
The
true.
movie?
Was this on Mousetrap News?
No, it was not, which I made sure. It was on Deadline, which is like a pretty
What movie?
Yeah.
entertainment source. He's from Fantasia.
They're just making a movie about him?
I don't know. We shall see if that's true. I'm sorry. Steve yelled Medusa, but it also still wouldn't change, right? Because Frollo was up by 1. I'm so sorry, Steve. As Donna pronounces it, Chernobog. Very funny. Karen says the guy on the left, Disney World Freak, says he's huge and nasty, not just a sore loser. There we go. We're on the same wavelength as well. Steve, Chernobog, Floof, Chick Hicks. Oh, so funny. Chick Hicks is just like, I don't know. He's so funny. Kim is voting for Chernobog, and so is Lexman. He's just a bad guy as well.
I'm a bad.
I don't know much about him as well, though, because I haven't watched. We're gonna get.
I need like a.
That was so good, Heidi, that it's gonna get copywritten.
I need a sound button where I can just press and participate.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said. Our next evolution, because on StreamYard you can put little sounds in. I'm gonna do that.
But I want to be in charge.
You can do it. You can just at one point you'll have like a little thing, and you can on your phone you can be on it, and you can be like in charge of the sound effects.
I'll take that job.
You know, it'll be like it'll be Heidi's hits, and you'll just like as well. Chernobog for Jason and Churney.
Nice.
That's Magical Castle Company. Moving
Makes
on.
him sound way cuter than he is.
Yeah, Churney. Go pinch his cheek up there. All right, Cruella DeVille and Heffalumps and Woozles. Who to Winnie the Pooh and Friends are very scary, but
yeah, I remember I was scared of them.
I was afraid of them too because I loved like Winnie the Pooh as a kid so much. And anytime that you would hear like Heffalumps and Woozles, I was like, no, I don't want to see that. But I think that Cruella is one of the most dastardly, devious, bad ladies. So it's easily for me, Cruella.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Yeah, and Pooh and Friends go on to befriend a Heffalump later, don't they?
They
It's all just like a miscommunication. So it's definitely Cruella DeVille. She's trying to kill dogs, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Lumpy the Heffalump. That is so funny.
You should have a Lumpy in your background.
We have a Lumpy pin on our.
We have a Lumpy wishable.
Oh,
cute.
You guys are Lumpy stands.
Lumpy's cute. Lumpy's cool.
We have a Lumpy pin.
Yeah, he's on there. Yeah, pull it off.
Get him out here. Lumpy, woo.
Watch, you probably can't even see it, but there's the befriended Heffalump.
Yay.
Happy Halloween.
Aw, so cute.
Lumpy, very
Lumpy
cute.
for life.
I think this will easily be a Cruella sweep, I'm sure. Cruella, cruel, or maybe twice Cruella, but she is very cruel. Rachel's voting for Cruella, so is Jason, and Steve says Cruella, OG gangsta.
Look at her.
The
Dantes, there we go. Cruella. Kim as well. Karen, Skylar, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Votes for Cruella. Disney World Freak and Magical Castle and Lexmen all vote for Cruella. And Lava Floofs
You knew we weren't going to have a clean sweep.
Of course not. Lava Floofs here. A killer beat in that one movie.
The song is pretty good. Yeah, the song is
good. And then Steve, Jason says, so true to Steve. I like in the ride when they say that, beware of Heffalump, and Pooh is like falling asleep, and then it's just you open the doors and
sequence into Heffalumps and Woozles.
Yeah, but I think easily, of course, we knew that Cruella is going to move on.
That's Cruel in her name.
Yeah. Next up, which this one Heidi said is controversial, is Hopper, but not Hopper, is Smee, which is Captain Hook's villain sidekick.
Captain Hook's barely a villain.
Again, we had to make the numbers work, so I had to.
Yeah, he's just like an assistant, really.
He's just chilling.
So again, this is probably easy, but it's again to make numbers work. So Hopper, just vote for Hopper. Are you voting for Smee? If you vote, you cannot vote for Smee if you say that.
I like Smee, but not because he's a villain. He's just like him. I'll vote for Hopper then.
He's so sweet. I'm voting Hopper.
Yeah.
Hopper is underrated, I think, as well, which like somebody said in the chat. He in like what's it called, Tough to Be a Bug, terrifying, and he's a pretty good animatronic in that that show as well.
Yeah, he's scary in the movie.
He is. So look, Llama Floof, Smee. So funny. Steve is voting for Hopper. Oh, sorry. Steve is voting for Hopper. The Dantes are also voting Hopper. So is Jason and Kim and Rachel and Disney World Freak and Magical Castle And Llama Floof says that Smee, deserves better. So sorry, Llama
But
Floof.
he's not a villain.
Puts me in the hero.
Yeah.
In the hero sidekick.
Yeah, he'll go further. He went further in sidekick.
Yeah, he's a good sidekick. He's not a good villain. He's too
I also realized because we did do like a sidekicks one of these, and I didn't have, I don't think, villain sidekicks on there. So then I couldn't like we're not gonna next week do a villain sidekick.
Yeah.
Round, you know what I mean? So I had to just
save him up.
This is funny. I still have my boy's room guard off of him. Or sorry. I still have my boy's room guard off of him. Of him.
It didn't say off.
I know. Of him. Sorry, that's so funny.
Off of.
Gotcha. Lexman votes for Smee, and Llama Floof says Smee could have been the hero of the villain bracket, providing a quality life. That's funny. And yes, Smee is a sidekick, but like I said earlier, there are some villain sidekicks on here, not just villains, because for numbers and stuff to work, there's of course going to be some villains that Heidi's going to go, who? And it's okay. We'll get through it. But Hopper is moving on. Next up, Lady Tremaine and the hyenas from Lion King. Shenzi, Bonsai, and Ed. Sorry, I was going to say Bonzi. That doesn't make sense.
No, I was impressed that you knew any of them but Ed.
Yeah,
there you go. One of them is voiced by Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's all I know about that.
The one in the middle is what. Yeah. Again, I think this one's an easy one. Lady Tremaine is a secretly bad lady as well. She's horrible. So I'm voting for Lady Tremaine.
Me too.
Me too. I think the hyenas are like endearingly bad.
Yeah, and the hyenas are just trying to survive. They're just trying to do their part in the circle of life. So
and they're just ding dongs, and Scar just tells them.
Yeah, they were just manipulated. Yeah, I'm going Lady Tremaine as well.
Yeah, Lady Tremaine. Where we at? Llama Floof, hyena.
Llama Floof's gonna put
all that being said, hyenas. Karen is voting for Lady Tremaine. So is Steve. And then Rachel's going to vote for the hyenas. I think that, again, some of these, like Jason said, others are more sidekicks. I'm sorry, Jason.
Yeah, see, you're ruining everyone.
He's not loving the sidekicks.
Brandon. I know, but again, it was for numbers. So it's like, and honestly, I would rather have a villain sidekick than the guy from Home on the Range. You know what I mean?
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Because really, has anybody seen that movie? Maybe, but then at least
you have because you hate it so much.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel almost moved on. Pain and Panic did move on.
Yeah,
true. Look at.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, I think it's
Home
the worst. Yes,
it's when?
As a kid, and I will never watch it. It's horrible. It's the most DreamWorks Disney movie I've ever seen.
Maybe we should watch it.
And DreamWorks is pretty good sometimes.
I love when you get on this rant.
Because it's that or Chicken Little, right? Like, come on.
Oh, gosh.
People do like Chicken Little. Remember for, I don't know if it was for, the 50th, you could meet Chicken Little and that duck outside at Magic Kingdom.
I don't think I knew that.
You could, I don't even know her name, but you could meet them. It was they would have, random duos. One of them was, Robin Hood and, the Friar Tuck guy. And then the other one was, Chicken Little and the duck.
How disappointing if you thought you were going to meet Robin Hood and Friar Tuck.
And then you just meet the duck from Chicken Little.
And then you turn around and it's the duck girl from Chicken Little. So funny. I think this will be easily Lady Tremaine, of course. Kim, bow down to Lady Tremaine. Magical Castle and Disney World Freak are voting for Lady Tremaine. And C, a vote for the hyenas. There we go. And Steve says, but some sidekicks do villainous things.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Lava Floof says, I've only voted correct once this stream, but I'm accepting it.
There's no right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong. No. All right, Lady Tremaine. We'll see you in the next round, girl. All right. Next up is Yokai from Big Hero 6 and Tamatoa from Moana, who has a great villain song. Talk about villain songs.
I don't love his villain song,
No?
But I know that people do, so I acknowledge that I'm in the minority.
That's fair. Heidi likes it a lot. I don't know. This one's also kind of challenging. Anybody have a clear-cut vote here? Heidi, yeah.
What's his name?
Yokai.
That's who I pick. I think he's bad.
He's bad as well. Yeah.
I agree.
It's sad.
Yeah. Does murders.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's
really
bad.
He's only really in the movie to do his song, and then he kind of just is like, "All right, see you guys later."
Yeah.
Yokai is kind of
and gets tricked by bioluminescence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also one of those where what's his name, Tamatoa, but for Yokai, that he's one of those that you don't know that it's him. Do you know what I mean? Whereas other villains, you know that it's them, but he's one of those where you're like,
Yeah, he's like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He really
Pull off his mask.
He really is. That's so funny. We should have what's her name on the case, Velma, explaining all this.
Yeah, they would have figured it out earlier.
Again.
Who?
This guy.
Yokai. The actual guy. Yeah. I don't know his name. The actual guy's name, I forget.
Wait, his name's Yokai.
I'm sure that he has an actual name. I guess maybe Yokai is his alias, or it's his actual name.
It's like Japanese for spirit or something like that.
Oh.
And fun fact. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Pull it off and say like Mark, whatever.
Yeah.
It was you this whole time.
You can also see him at Oogie Boogie Bash now.
Yeah, and he like talks and like interacts, which is super cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
Very scary.
I think about when Velma says like Jonathan Jacobo like once.
We always talk about this.
We always say that.
We always just say Jonathan Jacobo because that movie is so good.
Oh my gosh, that movie is like my world. When I was growing up, I was in love with that movie. I used to be so scared of Scooby-Doo, and then I just fell in love.
That's my
Roman Empire. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Jonathan
too good.
Jacobo.
The actors and actresses in that movie, I love. They're all icons. I wish I could meet them.
That's
I used to.
At the end of the stream, I'm gonna pull up the clip that says whatever Jonathan Jacobo or
whatever she's saying. It's too good.
Llama Flu votes for Shiny. So does Jason and Steve, all voting for Tamatoa.
I think I should be counting this.
I think this
Did
one.
we all vote for
Yeah, we all voted for Yokai. And then
I think the Donties added it up at the end.
You're talking about Velma.
Thank you. Big Hero 6 dude for Kim, the Donties, Tamatoa because he's Shiny, Karen, and Lexman and Magical Castle all vote for Yokai, and then the Donties say it's 4-4 right now.
Oh, with our 4.
With our 4 votes. So now I guess we got 4, but then there was some other ones for Yokai here.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so it's Yokai.
It's Yokai right now, and Llama Flu says, "Wait, which movie is it? The movie that we're laughing about?"
Yes.
Is the live action Scooby-Doo.
Oh my gosh.
Which
this is how much I loved it. I used to like dream about it like every night. Like I'm not even kidding. It was like my world.
When did this movie come out though? Like early 2000s?
Yeah. It's the most early 2000s movie ever.
It's so good.
I love the scene when they're like there's like the plastic food like and stuff or whatever. And they're like he's like, how do we get out? And he goes like, do what we do best, Scoob, eat. And they're eating like the fake, like it's just such a weird, good movie.
Good.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
I think Yokai took the win there.
I agree. Yeah, Yokai.
I love Big Hero 6, man.
Very good movie.
I feel sad I didn't know this guy's name though.
Next up, Oogie Boogie.
Woo!
And the Sheriff of Nottingham. We have a couple Oogie Boogie. Yeah.
Vote for me.
I'm gonna vote for Oogie Boogie again. I think that this is kind of one of those, like, again, Oogie Boogie's kind of pretty like villainous, but he's also just more scary. Sheriff of Nottingham is just he's like doing his job, which is a horrible job. But
no, he's bad. He's stealing.
Yeah, he's definitely
he's bad.
He's a corrupt
I'm voting
official.
for him. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
My vote because I think he's like. You could picture him in the real world, and he is a bad guy.
Oogie Boogie is somehow even more of a straight shooter than
he tells you exactly how it is.
True.
He
That's
does.
fair.
I love Oogie Boogie.
I gotta rewatch Robin Hood because I watched it I think maybe like during like the pandemic, and I really liked it a lot. It was a very good movie, which I know Haley loves Robin Hood so much. Love it. So you guys are both gonna vote for the sheriff.
Yeah.
And we're voting Oogie Boogie because Heidi loves him.
Maybe the only votes for
That's okay.
That's okay. Oogie Boogie. Lots of Oogie Boogie here.
Especially a couple days before Halloween, it had to be Oogie.
It is, it's Oogie Boogie season,
Yeah, as Llama Floof has said, I'm just gonna pull all those up there. He's the embodiment of Halloween.
Yes.
And some more votes for Oogie. So Oogie's moving on, but not a clean sweep because apparently the Sheriff of Nottingham is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Watch Robin Hood.
Steals from the poor.
Yeah, he skims off the top. He's a bad guy.
Sticks him in jail.
That's true. That's a pretty bad guy. Oogie Boogie. Moving on. And last up, I think, on this side of the bracket is, I want to say Shun Yu and Zurg from, of course, Toy Story. This one's kind of challenging because, again, it's like, I don't even know, like a war leader against.
Oh, yeah. He's like wreaking havoc.
Yeah. So I'm going to vote for him because I think he is just more villainous, even though Zurg, I think, is iconic and like a Toy Story villain. But I just don't think that he's the best of the Toy Story villains.
I think Zurg got ruined too. If you saw Lightyear, the whole like lore of Zurg, they ruined it. So I can't vote for him.
Yeah, I love the look of Zurg, but he's kind of like Tematoa, where he's not really a villain. He's kind of just like a minor inconvenience for some of the characters, and then they just like move past him. Where Shan Yu is like, when they like come out of the snow and stuff like that, it's like one of the coolest movies.
And like the little doll is left in the burning village. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes. Brutal.
The bendy sword. He's cool. He's cool guy.
You agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Zurg, again, like you said, was ruined, which is so sad because, again, I just think that was like I don't know, like it was one of those where it's like you're set up like perfect, you know?
Yeah, they took it crazy left and it was not good.
Yeah. They just needed to make it like the beginning of Toy Story 2, which is like, Toy Story stuff over.
Yeah.
Seriously. The Dante says Zurg. Not today, Zurg. Very funny. Steve and Jason are voting for Shan Yu. Magical Castle, sure. So we got all 4 of us have voted for Shan Yu, and then we got 1 Zurg, 1 Shan Yu, and another one for Shan Yu. Magical Castle is voting for Zurg. And then we got a bunch of Shan Yu here, 3 votes. And then Lexman votes for Zurg. So does Llama Floof. And, oh, yes. We had some autocorrect issues here. Shan Yu and Shan Yu. And then Forky M Dance, welcome, votes for Zurg. But I think
Forky's in our chat.
Shan Yu, yes. He's afraid of Zurg. That's why.
Yeah, he has to vote for him.
Yeah. Shan Yu's moving on. All right, we're gonna go back up to the top. Now we're in our second round. Again, we're gonna
do the side.
We do the same side. So we're gonna get through this.
Evil to be a little quicker, I feel like, because we already
and we've talked through some of them.
Yeah. So the Evil Queen versus Honest John and Gideon. Which way?
I'm Evil Queen.
Evil Queen.
Yeah, to quote the comment, she's an OG, so I gotta go Evil Queen.
He is an OG, and again, these 2 guys, I don't know, they're just, even though
they're bad.
Yeah, no one denies it.
He just has a lot of like, she's just like a villain, like everything about her like little like just all the stuff, and she transforms into like a hag and stuff. I don't know, and then like that scene who somebody mentioned where she's like climbing up the rock and stuff, like that's just very well done. So I think she's a great villain. So 4 votes for us for Evil Queen. The Dantes and Steve and Kim all agree, voting for the Evil Queen, and so does Rachel. And then Llama Floof is going to vote for Honest John and Gideon. I love it. Llama Floof, you are just like on the other side every time, and I respect it so much. Lexman votes Evil Queen, and so does Magical Castle. And then Forky M Dance, Honest John, and Gideon. Jason says Evil Queen already made my on the Pinocchio movie. Very funny. And that's okay, Magical Castle. We're all having a hard time typing, and I'm having a hard time reading. So we're okay. But Evil Queen is going to move on here to the next round. These guys had a good little run so far through the first round. Well, that just totally skipped on me. But we got Henry Waternoose.
What do you mean it skipped?
No, like it didn't skip, but like I guess it's just that they're this far down. Against Mother Gothel. Interesting one. You're going Mother Gothel?
Yes.
What about you guys? This one tougher, easy?
No, I think it's pretty. It's easy for me. I'm Mother Gothel.
Yeah, I was waffling a little bit, but I think it's Mother Gothel by a pretty substantial margin.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's a good villain. A lot of good backstory. And she kidnapped a child to keep her young. That's pretty bad, you know?
Yeah, and then Stockholmed her to make her believe she was hers.
Yeah, true. Which they look nothing alike. So.
And also, she just keeps her up in there.
She does. It's actually very like I really like that movie a lot. I think it's one of those that I think it's like talked about a lot, but I feel like in the parks, I guess over here, like on our end in North America, I don't really think that has like a lot of love. I know that it's getting love overseas a lot, but all we got is some restrooms. So maybe we'll get something else. Llama Floof says, I just keep going with my intuition, but it keeps getting disrespected. The Dantes are voting for Mother Gothel, Steve as well. Oh, sorry, I jumped to me. Steve, and then Waternoose for Jason. I said it 3 times. Very funny. Kim is voting for Mother Gothel, so is Llama Floof, and Lexman and Magical Castle. And Forky M Dance is voting for Katie's mom, Mother Gothel.
Oh my god.
Who is Disney World freak who said that her mom was like Mother Gothel.
Yeah.
And then Bella Swan, welcome, is voting
for royalty.
Seriously. Mother Gothel, though, is going to move on.
Did you see Steve's comment earlier? Mother Gothel by a hair.
Oh, there. Yes, I missed it, but I meant to pull it up. Gothel by a hair. Very funny. Look at everybody's pulling out all their stops here tonight. It's very great. Mother Gothel. Moving on. Next up, Lotso and Shere Khan.
I need to go get my Lotso stuffies because it's Halloween.
You can if you want to.
Not the second.
No, I'm just saying. Maybe you'll need to persuade people, and having your Lotso stuffy later will help you. Who knows?
I kind of want to go get them.
I think this one's easy because you don't have to say much about him. If you want to go get him, that's fine.
Okay,
right?
bye everyone.
Go ahead. She'll be back.
I'm going with Lotso.
Me as well. Lotso is just, yeah. I don't know. We'll get to him. Excuse me, after, I'm sure, because there'll be more to say. Shere Khan, I think, is one of those that, again, like you guys kind of said, he's not really a bad guy. He's just a tiger. Right?
Yeah. I think he's just mad. He's angry.
Right.
So he'd be like a hero. So like he's just a villain.
Yeah.
Bella Swan is voting for Lotso as well. So is the Dantes and Kim. Whoa, sorry, it jumped on me. Kim and Rachel. Llama Floof is voting for Tiger, War Eagle. That's funny.
Roll Tide.
There you go. Steve, Lotso is iconic, and Forky reluctantly maybe voting for Lotso, which is funny. Jason says, Shere Khan, I will keep my strong negative feelings about Lotso. There you go. Heidi's not here, so you can say whatever you want at this point while she's getting her Lotso. And Magical Castle is also voting for Lotso. I think, again, I don't know where Lotso would rank for everybody in their favorite like Pixar villains or like the best. I think for me, he's pretty up there. Again, we'll get to him later on, I'm sure. But yeah, Lotso is going to move on here in this round, right? Because you guys are voting Lotso?
Yep.
I don't know if I said that and I just like...
Lotso, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm lower on Lotso than a lot of people, but that'll come up later, I'm sure. But I think Lotso is still stronger than Shere Khan.
Right? Yeah.
There we go. So Lotso, moving on, and then we'll chat, and Heidi's on our way back here. But we got Yzma versus Pain and Panic.
I love Yzma.
Yeah,
I'm a Yzma girl.
I like both of them a lot, but yeah, Yzma's great. I really like Yzma. Very underrated, I think.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think the movie is underrated.
Yeah,
I fully agree. That's one as well where there's no like, I don't know, like there's just no like representation anywhere for that like either, really, right?
Yeah.
And
that one feels like it came out in like a black hole of Disney production.
I was gonna
like
say,
as far as like IP goes.
Yeah, it came out in those like weird like post 90s like Lion King, Aladdin, Renaissance. Like right after that, there was like a dark period where I feel like everything that came out in that window, even if it was good, like the
doesn't get respected.
It just got totally memory holed by everybody.
For sure.
Did Lotso make it?
Lotso got voted out.
No, he didn't. Go and then the next time
Just
it comes
kidding.
up. Then.
Right now we're doing Yzma and Pain and Panic. I'm also going to vote for Yzma because I just think she's a better villain because they're like funny guys, but you know, I like them a lot, but just not against Yzma. Agree?
Yes.
Mhm.
Let's see. We got a lot of votes for Yzma from Rachel and Jason represent the llamas. Llama Floof says with Yzma. Kim and Forky M Dance all vote for Yzma. Bella is voting for Pain and Panic. Magical Castle as well, Pain and Panic. Steve, Pain and Panic. Intention was to kill Herc after kidnap him. And Lexman is voting for Yzma. So Yzma is moving on here to the next round. Next up, the Queen of Hearts versus Captain Hook. Interesting matchup here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to vote for Queen of Hearts because we kind of talked about this like earlier with Captain Hook, that I just think in this matchup again, she'll like chop off heads and stuff to just, even though she, like somebody said, she's a big toddler, she still will chop heads off, which is pretty villainous.
Yeah, and just like uses her dodo birds as croquet mallets.
True.
Bad. I agree. I don't think that Hook is a bad villain. So I like him as a villain, but I don't think he's bad. So I'm going Queen of Hearts.
Yeah, I think Queen of Hearts is more villainous, but I like Hook more. So for this round, I'm mixing it up, and I'm just going to go Hook. I think just because I enjoy Hook a little bit more.
That's good. Heidi, what about you?
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. Yeah, Captain Hook. I think that Peter Pan is one of those that is like used a lot. Like we kind of talked about this like in the parks. Like there's a lot of Peter Pan stuff, whether it's like the ride merch, like he's in all the parades. Like Captain Hook's also in all the parades. He's in like the Festival of a Fantasy one. He's in the Halloween one. Like they really like using Peter Pan stuff. She's also in the parade though, which is funny because there's the whole scene in that parade where she like knocks over her cards, which I think is funny. So maybe she's getting more love as well. But we're all going to vote for Queen of Hearts, except Tommy's going Captain Hook, which, again, that's the beauty of these, is that sometimes it'll change. Maybe you'll vote for, like you said, who you like the best or just who you think's better, but it depends. So I like it. Kim's voting for Hook. Llama Floof, the Queen of Hearts. Another vote for Hook. Steve is voting for the Queen. It's a great battle. Magical Castle is voting for Hook. Forky and Lexman are all voting for the Queen of Hearts. There we go. So far, Queen of Hearts coming through with the win here. Again, we're almost done this side of the bracket, and then we'll move on to our next side. Again, I know that this live is going to be a little bit longer, but hopefully we're all enjoying ourselves and we're having a fun time. Be sure to like it if you're new, and check out our channel and Haley and Tommy's as well while you're at it. And then we'll talk about some stuff at the end, which will be fun. I know it's like a long time away, but we still got to talk about it.
It's worth it.
It is worth it. All right, Queen of Hearts. Moving on. Next up, two bad guys. Frollo and Chernobog. Again, villains that I'm not super familiar with. So this is kind of just off like the vibe, I guess. But for you guys, which way do you guys want to go?
I'm going Chernobog.
Yeah, Frollo is just like a mean guy, where
He's a big
Chernobog
bully.
is like, he's big and he's got big bat wings, he's got glowing eyes, and he's just like way cooler. Where Frollo's just a jerk, yeah.
That's fair. What about you, Heidi?
I will vote for Frollo.
Yeah, why? Bad guy?
Yeah, based on the synopsis I read, he's very, very bad. So
we're going to have to one day sit down and watch that movie.
I'm watching it tonight.
Because the extent of what I know from that movie is I know that in every nighttime spectacular, there's a song, that one song.
Yeah, the song slaps though.
Yeah,
It's so
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I know that he's just a bad guy. That's really all that I know about this movie.
I know some stuff.
When it was in Harmonious, that would get me every time.
Oh my gosh. Come on, bring back
Bring the barges back.
They're,
Bring the barge back.
they're bringing back
Bring the
Enchantment
barges
for
back.
the after hours. Wow. Who would have thought that? Did you hear about that?
Wait, what?
No.
Like in the new year for
Bringing
the
Enchantment back?
yes, yeah, for the Magic Kingdom after hours, you'll be able to watch Enchantment.
Wow.
Good for us. Who else?
But we're not going to be there. But
I
you know,
know.
bring back Harmonious for the Epcot one, and then I'll be
Honestly,
book a
you're
trip.
rolling barges in anyway.
Yeah.
Harmonious.
I'm gonna vote for Chernobog as well here, because I just think in the grand scheme, he's just like a big, scary looking guy as well. Like if I saw both of these guys out there,
I could take Frollo.
Yeah.
Chernobog would take me down.
yeah, for sure. Llama Floof always has an amazing time. Thank you. That's so kind. Steve is voting for Chernobog, and so is Kim, and Llama Floof, and Jason, and Lexman all voting for Chernobog, and so is Forky at Magical Castle. And Llama Floof says, you guys have quite the controversial barge opinions. We do.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
We'll stand for those.
I will stand by
I should have chained myself to the barge.
all of us, and the Leffersons all should have just
Yeah.
that night. If we would have known, we would have stayed in there. Also, which we'll talk about after, there's some news that I found out about Disneyland about a certain parade.
Oh.
And I'm so sad about it.
Oh, that's not good.
Is that we're probably not going to get to watch Magic Happens Parade.
No.
It's apparently like a Disney 100 thing that they brought back, and it's going to be gone.
That's so sad.
So all I'm saying is the new parade, if there is one,
Better be
good, or maybe they'll keep it long enough for us. But I saw that and I was like, we traded for that pin. I listen to it every day.
I feel like they do that though. They were like, oh, it's leaving after like this celebration or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they just keep it for another like 18 months or whatever. So we'll see. Yeah.
Jason is team anti-barge. Put in the chat. Are you team barge or team anti-barge?
Don't put it in the chat. We already know where you stand.
Just kidding. Llama Floof says, aren't they going to have barges that can move for the new show?
So they should have just kept Harmonious. That's what I'm saying.
They wanted to so bad because the name of the new one is like what? Like Luminous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very similar. Yeah,
it's like Illuminations and Harmonious.
Yeah.
But Chernobog is moving on.
Chernobog.
Next up, Hopper or Cruella DeVille? Cruella.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's where I am.
Yeah, she's a dog killer. Yeah.
Yeah, to be very, very frank, yes.
Let's protect the dogs.
Yeah.
I like your live movie.
I did too. I think, yeah, there's like some live actions, of course, people don't
I really like that live action.
Hers was really good.
Yeah, the movie was cool, yeah.
Really good movie. Hopper, again, Bug's Life is one that I don't revisit. I just really, like of lately, know him from the scary show Inside the Tree of Life, which is going to be Zootopia now.
Thank goodness.
Very interesting.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. Have you done that lately? That Bugs
I
Life?
Absolutely refuse. I am so traumatized from like 8-year-old me that I won't do it.
I did it once as a child, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. That's enough for me.
Yeah. Like on our program, we brought like my friend Sarah in there, and she hadn't done it in years and years. Oh my gosh, it was just like you can see why kids come out of there and they're just like so traumatized.
Sensory overload, also
it's overwhelming. Yeah.
There's like the spray, like, and then they're like getting you on the butt, and you're just like, what is going on? Too much. This may be the first sweep, Llama Floof. Yes, Cruella, lots of votes. I'm not even gonna pull them all up because it's just all Cruella here. But first sweep.
Queen sweep.
Yeah, unless there's any last minute votes for Hopper, which I don't think so.
He is a good villain, I think. Like when I see him, my brain immediately goes like, oh, he's bad.
Yeah,
I agree. But Cruella again is one of those like OG villains. I think that is going to be tough to take down. So Cruella is moving on. Next up, Lady Tremaine versus Yokai, again from Big Hero 6. This one's very interesting because I think that like Lady Tremaine is on the same wavelength as like a Mother Gothel, where she's just like very like manipulating.
Yeah, she is.
But I'm voting for Lady Tremaine because I think she is horrible. I really do. I don't know if this is going to be because again, like Yokai is one of those as well. He's horrible too, but Lady Tremaine is just like, and she'll do stuff where like the big rug in the hallway, like go clean it. And it's just like, she's just very,
you go clean it,
you know, like, or she'll kick stuff down to make something dirty and go clean it. And you're just like, you're just horrible. I don't know. I could be in the minority here, but I'm going to vote for Lady Tremaine.
Heidi?
It's hard. It's hard because I feel like they're like so different, but I'm going to vote for Lady Tremaine as well because she just makes me so mad. You just want Cinderella to just like yell at her. You're like, Cinderella, just yell at her, like tell her off. And she never does.
Just stand up for yourself.
Yeah, like Cinderella's the whole just time, so you're like kind and just does whatever. I'm like, no, girl, like do it. So I think I'm just gonna vote for her because she just made me so mad like for my whole life whenever I watch that movie.
I think I'm also voting for her, and she like puts those two stupid daughters of her like on like a pedestal, and they stink, and like Cinderella's way better. So I agree. That one was tough for me though because I think Yokai's bad.
Yeah, I've only seen Big Hero 6 though like one time I think, so I'm really just not as familiar. Like I don't remember it enough. But yeah, Lady Tremaine is just so awful and so like irritating. Like just looking at her, it's just like
she is one of those, like you said though, she's like the most like villain where you're just like you want the hero to just be like stop like and just like, you know, she is just awful.
Well, and even then like even she knows that like it was Cinderella and then she's still trying to like hide it. It's like, girl, just accept it. Like get over yourself.
Your daughters are not on the same level, like you said, Haley.
Like, girl, why don't you just accept Cinderella and like
even they know they're not there, but they're being misled by their mother.
And again, for the numbers, they're going to be on here later on. But Lady Tremaine is all of our votes. Stephen Kim agree. Sorry. Jason says Brandon, where's Assistant Mayor Bellwether? On the other side of the project.
We got a long way to go.
We're only halfway, guys. It's 10 hours.
Jason's voting for Lady Tremaine, so is Magical Castle, and Lexman Llama Floofs is the Big Hero 6 dude. Lady Tremaine, and then yes, agree, she's horrible. She is so horrible. And Lady Tremaine as well is moving on. There's a horrible lady. And then we got Oogie Boogie and Sean Yu, which Heidi, of course, loves Oogie Boogie. This will be one for you, Heidi, where you vote for him because you love him, right?
Today she has props. Next time she'll have sound effects.
Yeah, she has all these things. She's the prop lady.
I'm the prop lady.
This one's kind of hard. I think I like Oogie Boogie because I like his song, and I just like think he's fun in like the stuff in the parks. Sorry, just one sec. When he's like in the parade, like the show, but Sean Yu's a really bad guy.
Think about when he's dancing in the parade.
I know. I think he's so cute when he's in the parade, dancing and stuff, and they like, you know, but this is hard. And he like epitomizes Halloween, but like Sean Yu, I don't know. You guys like, do you guys know yours?
I'm going Sean Yu. I think he's so bad.
Yeah. And like Sean Yu's like like taking down villages and trying to conquer China, where Oogie Boogie is just kind of like doing some general mischief. I like Oogie Boogie though, but
I would hang out with Oogie Boogie. I would not hang out with Sean Yu.
Oogie Boogie would be a good hang probably.
He's crying in my arms.
He'd be a good hang, yeah.
Brandon.
I know, but like it's hard because like you do change your criteria back and forth. I just think on this one, Sean Yu is just like a bad guy and like he's a bad villain. I think again, Oogie Boogie to me is a villain that I like better. I like his song. I like everything about him.
But I won't vote for him.
But I just think on the level of this one, like Sean Yu is just like so bad. And I've kind of been sticking with like the bad guy, the bad lady so far. So I'm also going to vote for Sean Yu. Where do we got here? Llama Floof, Oogie Boogie. Steve is voting for Sean Yu.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Steve's Llama Floof, thank you, Llama Floof, for your vote.
Sean Yu. Kim and Lexman. Kim, Lexman, and Forky all voting Oogie Boogie. 3 votes. You. That's funny. Sean
Jason is Oogie Boogie here.
Yes, he's Oogie Boogie. He said that Sean Yu's bad dude, but vote Oogie Boogie. And Magical Castle voting Oogie Boogie, and Rachel is voting for Sean Yu.
And then Jason was also Oogie.
Yeah, Jason was an Oogie.
Good job. Everyone who voted for Oogie, I appreciate you.
So moving on to the next round is Mr. Oogie Boogie.
That was close for a second there.
Close.
You had me in the first half.
Yeah. All right, next up, Evil Queen and Mother Gothel.
Oh, interesting one.
This is hard.
This is a hard one. I'm going to do my vote now because I know it right away when I look at this.
I also know
I'm voting Mother Gothel because I think that she, like, again, they're both horrible to like their daughter, which they're both not their daughter, but Mother Gothel in a way is just like, it's like that like manipulated effect where she like, you know, her whole life has tricked Rapunzel that she is this thing that she's not.
Yeah.
Which I just think is horrible. So I'm going to vote for Mother Gothel. You as well?
Yeah, because like the queen, like all she wants to do is kill Snow White. What I mean, that's bad, but I mean, like Mother Gothel, like ruined Rapunzel's whole childhood essentially. So
yeah, I like Mother Gothel as a character, so I'm going Mother Gothel as well.
Yeah, song tiebreaker for me, and we'll go Mother Gothel. Definitely a hard one though.
This one is a hard one. I think this is like super iconic, of course, with like Evil Queen. But yeah, Mother Gothel. Let's see. Jason says you're welcome, Heidi. You won't like my Lotso vote.
It's okay.
Llama Floof says Mother Gothel deserves this. Steve and Kim are all voting for Mother Gothel. Rachel's voting for the Queen, and so is Jason. Evil Queen, it's in her name. Lexman is voting for Mother Gothel. Forky I'm Dan says Katie's mom. I mean Mother Gothel. LOL. And Magical Castle is voting Evil Queen. Wow. I kind of thought that Evil Queen would be pretty high up, but she is. But I guess Mother Gothel, she kind of ran into just a tough one here with Mother Gothel. Because Mother Gothel, takes her down. All righty. Lotso.
If Lotso gets kicked out right now, I'm going to have a breakdown.
Excuse me.
I just got him.
All right. Lotso versus Yzma.
He smells so good.
I think we all know Heidi's vote, so hers is easy.
Yzma. Okay. One for Yzma, Heidi.
Yeah, go get your Yzma plush.
I love my
Yzma. Heidi's, of course, voting Lotso. Do you guys, is this one harder for you or easy for you?
I'm Yzma.
Yeah, Yzma all day, yeah.
No!
Sorry, Ed.
I'm voting Lotso, and I'll bring it out here because, again, this may be the last time that I am able to say
Rachel,
it.
yes, you can vote. Right here.
Lotso, again, is a bad guy, and you don't see it coming. And then
think about when you watch that movie the first time.
Just wait. I got this.
Okay,
I got this.
Go.
And then when he has the time to redeem himself and he's going to save everybody and they help him up there, he doesn't do it.
And they all stand there. And it's so sad.
He's a bad guy twice. He has a chance to be good and stuff. And I get that he's got like the past like trauma and stuff.
That's the storyline.
But I just think he's such a good villain. Yzma's great as well. I think on a very different scale. But again, I just think this will be maybe the downfall here.
If he gets out, I don't even need to continue.
Okay. Yzma's a good villain, but
we're only halfway through the whole live stream.
Well, then it'll be easier. We'll ease your pain.
Yeah. So
Just
2 and
cut
2.
it off now.
Lotso's a very good villain. Lotso's one of those.
I agree. I just love Yzma.
That's fair. I know that Tommy doesn't like Lotso like that much. What don't
I don't know. Like he's like definitely a little bit frustrating, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. He just like never hits like the big peaks where I'm like, man, I really hate Lotso. He's kind of just like, I don't know. He's just like a prison. He's like a prison warden for like most of the movie. Like he's just like, I don't know.
It's fair. There you
he's
go.
Cute though. I like the way he looks.
He's very cute.
With his little cane.
Yeah.
All right. A vote for Lotso from the
Thank
Dantes.
you.
Jason,
That was
easy
nice.
one. Yzma. Kim votes for Lotso. Steve says, sorry, Heidi. Yzma. Rachel, we already said Heidi said this, that she couldn't vote, but she did vote in the end.
She did vote the wrong thing.
Llama Floof, Yzma. The llamas must prevail and take down Heidi.
That's so sad.
Rachel picks Yzma. Fork EM Dance says Lotso for me and Yzma for Katie. And Magical Castle votes for Lotso, and so does Lexman votes for Lotso.
Did Lotso pull it out, Heidi?
I think so.
Could be the Heidi factor. Maybe people don't want to upset you, Heidi, but who's moving on so far, Heidi?
Should we wait?
Well,
see?
we can wait a second here.
Okay.
But again, I don't know. Some of these draws are just tough, I guess. But as you go on, it's also harder. Jordan's here.
Lotso matchup's going to be.
You may have been helped out.
Jordan, welcome in. Voted for Lotso. And we'll end it there.
Done?
Is Lotso
Jordan?
moving on?
I love you, Jordan.
And Donna also votes for Lotso.
Because it was a tie.
Wow.
But I didn't say anything because I didn't want anyone to be skewed. But then Jordan came in and saved my life, and then Donna shut it down. It was literally tied. Can you believe that? I can't.
I'm so happy for you, Heidi.
Thank goodness.
Are we sad about that, guys? About Yzma?
Yeah, but I think it makes sense. Like we said, she's underrepresented.
And I don't think Yzma was going all the way either.
So. No, that's fair. All right.
Thank
Lotso.
goodness. He lives another day.
Moving on. And then we got the Queen of Hearts and Chernabog.
I'm still going Chernabog. I think he's the big and bad.
Yeah, I just really dig his whole sort of vibe. And like in Fantasia, he's got like an army of spirit Vikings or whatever. He's a cool dude.
They're so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Chernabog as well. You too?
Yeah, it's the first time I'm voting for him.
He's very scary. Like, again, out of all the villains, if you saw them in real life, he's like gotta be the top, if not very close to the top. He's just horrifying. So all of us are voting Chernabog. We'll see what the chat has to say. Llama Floof is voting for Queen of Hearts. Jordan as well voting for Queen of Hearts. Jason is voting for Cherney. Rachel and Steve all voting for the Queen. And then Kim and Lexman voting for Chernabog. Very underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Very close so far, though. If there's any other votes coming through, we got Chernabog for the Dantes. So funny. That's going to stick the whole time now. Castle is voting for Chernabog as well.
Nice.
So Chernabog, I think, is moving on again. I'm so sorry that we have a whole other side of this bracket to do. I really apologize,
this
guys.
Is long, everyone.
I'm so sorry. But hopefully we're having fun.
So much.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, we're having fun over here. So
Haley and Tommy are like, oh, wow, why did we?
Haley and Tommy are like,
no, we're not.
No, I'm totally kidding. This is fun. I just love hanging out with you all in the chat, and you got. And Heidi's so happy. Heidi would be over it if Lotso got out.
It would have just ended. Live stream over.
Heidi would have had one of those on your little sound thing, except it's just an end stream.
Yeah.
All the sound effects and end stream.
And then it would have been like that.
Yeah. But Chernabog. Is moving on. Ooh,
the ladies.
The two ladies. Two bad ladies. Cruella DeVille and Lady Tremaine. I think this one, again, my like bad lady kind of gets trumped with Cruella, you know? I don't know. She just seems like, I don't know, you know?
Well, I think Cruella would take down anything. Like Cruella, like she's willing to do whatever too, I think. She's my vote.
Yeah, I think Lady Tremaine is unpleasant. But I think like if Cinderella ever did like stand up, like it would be kind of like, I don't know. It's like one of those things where when you stand up to the bully, it kind of topples over where, Cruella would like fight you if she had to. She's crazy.
She'd drive her car over.
Yeah, she would run you over with her car.
I was just going to say she'd run you over with her car. I'm also going to vote for Cruella because she's a bad, and it's like the whole thing, there's like a song about her, you know? They have like the song and then she comes like into like the doorway and you're just like, oh, she is clearly very bad. So I'm gonna vote for her as well. You too?
Yeah, I almost didn't vote for her like in my head for some reason, but then like, yeah, obviously she's.
Yeah.
Even the nice husband doesn't like her, so you know that she's bad.
True. Alrighty, Jason's voting for Cruella, so is Llama Floof. Yeah, that's okay. I already know where it's Llama Floof and Jordan. Rachel says, if you stop seeing my votes, I've fallen asleep, but I'll try to stay awake until the end. Rachel, I'm so sorry.
Me too, Rachel. Me too.
If you fall asleep, it's okay. Kim and Lexman are voting for Cruella.
You just fall asleep to our voices like a lullaby.
The Dante's voting for Cruella twice, once for each of us, hands down Cruella. Nice. Steve is voting for Cruella, so is Rachel. Pamela, it's okay, don't even worry, you're not late at all, there's still lots to
yeah
didn't miss much.
Jason is saying you can do it, Rachel. It's funny. Lady Tremaine is mean, yes, and Cruella and Cruella as well. And Jordan, thank you, no worries. All right,
came in at the right time
to save you. Yeah, Cruella. Moving on. Now we got Mother Gothel.
This one hard for you, Heidi?
No, it's not hard, but I worry. I get really worried.
I have to go Mother Gothel. I think she's a bigger villain.
He smells so good, everyone.
Tommy, you're the same, okay. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I feel the same way. She's way more pointed in her sort of villainy, where Lotso is just sort of generally not very nice to the new toys.
Yeah, and she's a villain the whole time.
Yeah, this one's hard because I do really like Lotso.
All of a sudden, you just hate Lotso.
No, it's not about hate. It's that
before you thought, Lotso's so good.
He is really good, but Mother Gothel is a sneaky one. Like she literally, like
she's
I said,
not sneaky. She's from the start.
But I'm saying that she has her like the whole like takes her like away from her life.
Favorite Donna came in and even had to speak up. Thank you, thank you, Donna.
That's funny. I don't know.
Ron, you're literally hurting me right now.
If I ever run for office, Heidi is my lobbying
campaign manager.
Yeah.
No, I just it's hard because this is where I like Lotso better.
Before the live, you're talking, and Brandon's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna do good."
Well, because I think
knock on wood, then.
But I didn't expect the Mother Gothel would do so well. I'm gonna vote for Lotso here only because I'm gonna tell you the reason. Because I think that Mother Gothel again is more villainous, but the scene when they're in like that furnace is essentially
like the trash compactor thing.
Yes, is because of Lotso, because he had a chance to stop it and didn't, and I will forever not like him for it. The same as another villain later on this list for something that he did to someone. I, as a child, will never forgive that villain for doing that, and I feel the same about Lotso. So I'll vote for Lotso, but it's like so close because I think Mother Gothel, overarching, is a bigger villain, but. I'll vote for for Lotso.
What do you really want to vote for?
Oh no, I do.
Brandon, twice if you're okay.
Lava Flu is voting for Lotso.
Thank you, Lava
So Heidi
Flu.
can appreciate me again.
You. Thank you.
This is so funny, Rachel. It's happened before. I've woken up in the night and realized you guys see this do one.
That's funny.
Very funny voting for Lotso. Steve says Gothel is the bigger villain here. Sorry again, Heidi.
It's okay.
Jason votes Mother Gothel, down with Lotso.
Okay.
The Dantes, so Rochelle and favorite Donna.
Yes, I love that she used her account
for Lotso. Mother Gothel for Magical Castle, as well as Kim, and Pamela is voting for Lotso. And Magical Castle says, "Never mind, changed my mind. Lotso is terrible."
Oh, so I take 1 point away.
Yeah, and the Dantes say Mother Gothel is manipulative, but Lotso is just ultra villain in his movie. And Lala Flu says that I've made the safe choice. Fair. Lexman votes Lotso. Lotso. Moving on. Could be the Heidi effect. That happened before on a bracket where I was lobbying for someone hard and then it happened. And I hope that like you all don't feel obligated.
Yeah, I don't feel obligated. I won't be that sad.
But Lotso is moving on.
Nice.
I don't know where did Oogie Boogie move on? Because I don't know where he went on this list somewhere. Maybe
who beat Oogie?
Oh, I think because the brackets were with the numbers, I think that he's then going to come in at the very end. I'm pretty sure.
He has a bye to the end. Oh, that'll be tough.
That's what I'm saying.
Chernobog and Cruella.
I think I'm switching my vote to Cruella on this one.
Yeah, Chernobog got by for a while just on looking like a big scary man, but Cruella is. I don't even think
afraid of him.
I don't even think Chernobog would make coats out of dog fur. So Cruella is evil in that regard.
Yeah, I'm also gonna do her here because Chernobog, he's more scary, but I do think that if she came up to your door, I would be like, oh, like she just like is also terrifying. And her like motives are just horrible. You know, if you're like a dog lover, animal lover, you're like, this is the worst person alive. So
you can't hurt the dogs in the movies.
Yeah, seriously. You voting for Cruella?
Yep.
Let's see here. Where am I at? Kim votes for Cruella, and the Daunties as well vote for Cruella. Jordan has her Lotso beside you as well, Heidi.
Yes.
There you go. Jason is voting for Cruella. Llama Flu says the Churney versus Lotso matchup would be the ultimate matchup. Well, we'll see if Churney moves on here, because Jordan and Rachel and Steve all voting for Cruella. Lexman as well. And Pamela and favorite Donna says Churney is just a DJ. Cruella, the puppies. That is very funny. And Magical Castle votes for Cruella. So Cruella, is this a clean sweep?
I think so.
I think so too. Because Llama Floof maybe, I guess, voted for Churney because you wanted that matchup. But Cruella, moving on. Yeah, apparently Oogie Boogie's going to come in here at the last second here, maybe. But Lotso and Cruella.
I think this is his time, but vote for me.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys, you're sticking Cruella.
I am.
Yeah, me too.
I'm voting for Lotso.
I'm going to switch here and vote Cruella. I'm sorry, Heidi, but she just is horrible.
Yeah, she's not nice.
You know?
Yeah, it's okay. I accept it.
Maybe Donna's going to save you, or maybe not. She's going to vote for a look.
No.
Now people
they're
are pulling.
Real villain stands.
That's true. They are. And they both do like that movie as well. Yeah. Jordan's voting for Lotso. Llama Floof is now voting Lotso.
Oh, Llama Floof. Look at
that. Jason voting for Cruella. Down with Lotso.
Wait, hold on. What was I doing? Lotso. This is Cruella.
Yeah. Yep. The Daunties. I vote for Cruella. Rachel, this is a tough one. Voting Lotso. Llama Floof is saying join the Lotso train. Choo choo. Kim is voting for Cruella, Lexman, and Steve.
Did you count Jordan's vote?
Hers was already up here that I clicked on for Lotso.
Kim said Cruella.
And Lexman and Steve. Okay. So 3 Lotsos. Favorite Donna says she knows where I sleep. Cruella. And Pamela votes for Cruella as well. She frightened me as a child. Lotso had a good run.
He had a good run. It's fine.
But ultimately, it's fine. When you take down puppies, it's just... look, Llama Floof.
Yeah.
Is that what Heidi's saying inside?
That's what I'm saying inside.
No,
it's okay.
That's fine.
He's my favorite, guys. That's okay.
Good. So there we go. So Heidi's favorite villain, there it comes out now, is Lotso. But Cruella, moving on to face Mr. Halloween himself.
Get the other stuff out.
Oogie Boogie on this side.
My other second guy here.
In terms of our votes, I'm sure Oogie Boogie and 3 Cruellas, right, guys?
I'm a Cruella.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie is got such good vibes, but like I think I have to stay true to Cruella just being the absolute worst.
I like him more as a character, but I think she's a worse villain.
Agree.
What if he doesn't get any other votes? Someone else vote for him.
He can vote for himself.
Yeah. Oogie votes for himself.
That's so funny. Magical Castle is voting for Cruella. Rachel votes for Cruella. Steve as well for the win. Cruella. Favorite Donna and Kim as well. The Daunties say this is a good matchup, but I'm sticking with my gal Cruella. Lexman, Oogie Boogie.
Thank
Jordan,
goodness.
Oogie Boogie. Llama Floof.
I felt sad if it was gonna be clean sweep.
That's funny. Forky voting for Cruella. Pamela and Jason all voting for Cruella.
I think his cuteness hurts him in
I
this
agree.
He's
bracket.
Too wacky and funny. Like I think if he was a little bit more sinister, then it would be.
Yeah, but he's doing his song is so like catchy and cool that
he like tortures Santa Claus in like the most roundabout, like ridiculous way ever. Like he's just doing it. It's like a bit. Everything's a bit. He's not like actually trying to be comedian. Yeah,
it's true.
So our winner on this side is going to be Cruella, and we'll move on to our next side again. Everybody, if you need a
new
stretch,
who am I going to vote for on that
plush?
side?
I don't know. Again, I'm going to preface this. On the other side, there's going to be sidekicks again, and there'll be ones where you're like, huh? But again, it was just when you do these brackets, it's like weird with like the size of bracket. So that's just what I'm saying. And I appreciate everybody for sticking in this long. But this first round, hopefully, we're just gonna
we'll fly through them.
Yeah,
Jason, hopefully you're pacing that drink over there.
Yeah, we're getting another one.
Jason says speed round. We're almost out of our water here, Heidi, over there.
I'm like really thirsty.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
Does anybody need a refill? Need a refill?
No, we're good.
Okay, let's do it. Cruella.
We are in the groove.
Next up, Maleficent and the Big Bad Wolf.
Gosh,
Maleficent.
Yeah.
She turns into a giant dragon.
Into a dragon, yes.
Yeah. Again, she's going to be tough on this side, I think, for sure. Big Bad Wolf, again, for the numbers, again, he's an older villain way back when.
I think older ones are tough to hold up because they weren't as scary yet.
For sure. And again, like he's just kind of like, I don't know. He's just a wolf. She, like you said, is like a witch that turns into dragon.
A witch and dragon,
yeah. She's crazy.
A lot of votes in the chat again. I won't pull them all up for this first round. I'm just going to kind of leave them there unless it's like very, very close. But Maleficent, I think, is going to have a really, there'll be a tough time for her to not make it pretty far, is what I meant to say.
Love is killing me. Hold on. Despicable.
That is really funny. Maleficent. Moving on here, unless there's any last minute votes for Big Bad Wolf and Llama Floof. That was so
too
funny.
good. It's too good.
Maleficent, though, moving on. Next up, Pete and the bowler hat guy from Meet the Robinsons, who again is in the Halloween parade, which always makes me laugh that he's just he's one of those, again, it's like a forgotten movie, but they use him. But Pete, of course, is like the other Mickey villains on this list. This one's a very random one.
Pete.
You're going Pete?
My Pete.
You guys?
Pete and Goofy are like friends though, aren't they?
Yeah, he's just like his jockey coworker.
Yeah, because Pete definitely torments Mickey Mouse, but
and Goofy.
Yeah, but they're kind of, I don't know, they're kind of buddy.
Yeah. I love Bowler Hat Guy. I love Bowler Hat Guy. I love Robinsons.
Anyone else watch that Christmas movie? Because I did, every day.
Heidi brings this up all the time. It's like a Goof Troop Christmas, and it's Goofy's
so
family. It's like Tommy said, Goofy's family and Pete's family have a Christmas party.
Yes, that's how I knew they were friends. He has a son who's friends with Matt.
Yeah, movie's so good.
And
you can watch it, or I don't know what it is. It's short. It's 35 minutes. You can watch on YouTube. Everyone should go watch it. It's very good.
Watch on Disney Plus?
Maybe. No, we looked it up.
Oh, yeah, we did look it up. It wasn't.
I don't think it was on there.
I also never knew this.
On YouTube.
Anybody else can say if they did know this, but Pete's a cat. Did you know that?
Some of this animation was a little wacky.
I know, but I never would I just never pieced it together.
I've never seen that chin on a cat before.
That he's a cat, Mickey's a mouse, and Goofy's a dog. It's just very interesting.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Pete as well, just because again, I don't remember Meet the Robinsons at all whatsoever.
You should watch it. I really like that.
Bowler Hat Man, is he the tired kid in the future?
Yes.
Who's the tired kid?
Okay. Yeah. Spoiler.
I guess. It's like a 15-year-old movie.
I'm gonna have to check it out. But again, lots of votes for Pete, and then Llama Floof is voting for the bowler hat guy.
Thank you, Llama Floof.
Is that his actual name though? Yeah, right. That's what they refer to him.
Bowler Hat Man.
Yeah. That's his name. Yeah.
He has a Sam. I think his name is when he's little.
You call him that?
This is very funny. Llama Floof. Also, shout out to Sir Miles Axelrod from Cars 2, who is not on this bracket.
He would have had a fit if he was.
Who's that? There'll be some more though. Who's, but again, it's for numbers. Anyway, Pete.
Moving on.
The Evil Stepsisters
Villain.
and Kronk, who again, they're not super villainous. I mean, they are more so, but Kronk again is a villain sidekick, but for
he's out here making spinach puffs.
Yeah, Kronk's just in it for the paycheck, I think.
He's a joke.
It's just his job,
yeah.
I'm going the sisters.
Because they're at least unpleasant.
Yeah.
They are very
I love
mean to her.
I hate the scene when they rip up her dress. They are so mean to her.
And they grab her beads.
They're just mean.
Yeah.
And Kronk needs to be the hero.
And when they try to shove their big foot into her little dainty slipper.
And it flings,
Yeah, like you said, though, they are so good to meet in the park. I love meeting them. I will always remember, this is one of my memories in my whole life from the trips, is when we went with you guys and Tommy had a Pirates shirt on, and the one with the red hair said, "Oh, he likes the redhead." So good and so funny.
And they're not uncomfortable to meet at all, because they're just saying jokes or being mean the whole time.
They are so good. They popped up on us when we had a waffle.
Yeah.
And they just came over, and
we have it on video because we were filming in eating the waffle.
Yeah.
And then
I said, you can have some. And they said, oh, like, we appreciate that, even though we know that you're together, but that's great. And I said,
they said they're always
eligible. Somebody, yeah, they're eligible.
I have 2 brothers.
But yes, me 2.0. That's a good way for Kronk. But the stepsisters, I think, are moving on here. But there are some votes for Kronk. I know they're both sidekicks, but again, I don't know how villainous Kronk is.
I love Kronk.
Yeah, he's a good character, but the stepsisters are going to move on here. All right. Prince John. Oh, there's some votes for Kronk, so maybe it was, but no, we still. I'm so sorry. Bad. They came in after I switched. I apologize, Corey.
Quick in this.
Corey and Rachel. I'm so sorry. They voted for Kronk, but it's still there was a few. There's more votes for the sisters. Prince John is here from Robin Hood, and Madame Mim, who again don't know too much about.
The marvelous Madame Mim.
Yes, you guys. I know that you love Robin Hood, Haley. So
I do, but he's like a big giant crybaby. Like sucks his thumb. Like I don't think he's a scary villain.
Yeah.
His assistant is worse than him.
Yeah.
So I have to go Madame Mim.
Yeah, Mim can like turn into like
anything
and stuff.
That dinosaur thing, the dragon thing, the big fat one.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about Madame Mim, but it's cool that she can turn into stuff.
Yeah, and she's magic and he's a baby.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Mim.
Yeah. I also think that if you saw these two people like in like an alleyway, I'd be more scared of her because she would just turn into something. He'd be sucking on his thumb with a bag of coins.
The way that they animated him sucking his thumb is so funny to me.
But yeah, I'm also gonna vote for Madame Mim. Heidi?
Yep, me too. Sorry, I was dazing off.
It's funny. You're so funny. Oh, the Daunties are voting for Prince John. So is Steve. Jason's voting for Mim. Favorite Donna says Madame Mim. The phony king is just a baby. Yes. Alon Floof says, I was playing a trivia game and the answer was Prince John, but I said King John, so I got the question wrong, and that still scars me. I'm so sorry.
That's a tough trivia.
That is, yeah. Seriously. Pamela's voting for Madame Mim. The Daunties say good points, Haley. I'm changing to Madame Mim. Kim is voting for Madame Mim as well. There you go. Nice. Madame Mim in this first round again. It'll get more heated as we go on. Is moving on. Also, 30 friends in here. Thanks for being here, hanging out with me.
That's a lot.
Again, we're on the other side of this bracket. I know it's taken so long, but I'm having so much fun. I hope that you all are as well. Yes, we love you all. Thank you so much. Madame Mim. Oh, there she is. Assistant Mayor Bellwether and Edgar from the Aristocats, who essentially, if you don't know, his whole shtick is that he wants like the fortune, but the fortune is going to go to these cats. So he tries to get rid of the cats to get the fortune.
To be fair, I can see where he's coming from.
Yeah. Whereas Assistant Mayor Bellwether is one of those, again, where you're like, she's the villain. Like that. I remember like that for me. I was like, what? And she just looks like so sweet. But then she really just is like.
She's like,
she's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah. She drives like societal turmoil.
Yeah. She's bad. No,
like
she's
turns,
really bad.
Yeah. Citizens against each other.
She's like
physically alters citizens to make them bad.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like that girl.
She's like the girl in the Hunger Games.
You're right.
The president at the
end. Yeah.
And
the new ones.
Also, right. Hugh in the chat is excited for the new Hunger Games movie coming. Me. That's who. Is. I love the Hunger Games. Yes, Haley as well.
Even though boo Rachel Zegler. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I just, anyway. Sorry. Hey.
You're on live television.
I'm excited about
It's going to be on the internet.
That's
now.
Okay.
Trusted to the nation.
I'm so sorry, Rachel Zegler, but I'm voting for.
I'm excited to see how you do.
So
Rachel.
am I. I'm excited for that movie. Mayor Bellwether.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. Me 3.
Edgar is just. I like how Haley said I can see where he's coming from. You're like,
cats, be for real. Be so for real.
You're like. Yeah, like the cats that can play the piano are getting the fortune, and I do everything for this lady.
And like he doesn't need the cats to be dead, just gone.
Yeah, right. Whereas, Bellwether is just horrible. She's horrible. All right, where are we at here? Steve and the Daunties are voting for Bellwether. Corrine, welcome. Thanks for being here. Is voting for Mayor Bellwether. Llama Floof the sheep, and there we go. Jason Ye's Utopia. Oh yeah, sorry, Corinne. That's what I meant to say. I'm so sorry, Corinne.
Or maybe it's green. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Donna is voting for Mayor Bellwether. So is Kim. Corey as well. The Dante's Bellwether being a villain was just as shocking to me as when Hans was revealed as the villain. He will come up after as well. Pamela is voting for Bellwether and Lyle Floof. We might need a Hunger Games review.
I love Hunger Games. That's that goes hand in hand with the Scooby-Doo.
I have no exposure to the Hunger Games whatsoever.
Tommy.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
I
it.
watched them recently by myself.
I think I read like the first 2 chapters when I was a sophomore. That's all I know about it.
Those books were tough to get into in the beginning.
I know the one kid. The one kid is a baker, and the other one is a Hemsworth.
Yeah.
That's all I really know.
That's the gist. You have it.
Yeah, you got it.
Anyways,
I like
it's
those
gonna
movies.
be really good.
Yeah, I do. But
It's
Bellwether.
gonna be really good.
All right, Bellwether. That's gonna be a tough one. I think she's so bad.
Yeah.
All right. Gaston, and this again for numbers, is the guy, I forget his exact name. I should try to pull it up, but he's from Atlantis, which again was like, there was a time that we did movies and people were hating that I didn't know much about Atlantis because they said it's like so good. So here's the villain. I don't know much about him. I don't even know his name, to be honest. I wrote them down, but then I don't have my page here. But Gaston, I think, will maybe easily move on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gaston.
He's my vote. He's a giant misogynist that thinks he's cool and cute and he's gross.
Gaston. Yeah.
Again, maybe there's some love for this
It's
guy.
been a while. I remember the Atlantis the villain, being a really good villain, and like at the end when it's like sort of like the final like confrontation, you like really want to see him get taken down. But it's been too long, and I don't really remember.
Lyle Tiberius Rourke.
Yeah, he's definitely not a good guy. And by the end of it, you're like really waiting for him to sort of get his sort of.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Gaston. I mean, like top 3 villain song. Like Gaston's a juggernaut. I feel like so. I'm still voting for Gaston. He's too strong. Literally.
We have this as well. Team PETA or Gale.
PETA.
Agree.
I love PETA.
I don't know. I'm Team Gale, I think.
Gale is
There you go.
Okay, no, Gale, you made me so mad in the book.
We can't do this now, Heidi. We can't do this.
This will be an after.
7 hours long.
We'll touch on Hunger Games after we see the movie in like a live one day randomly. Heidi can give her thoughts on Hunger Games.
I'm very passionate about it. Okay.
Devin, welcome. Thanks for being here. Do not be sorry at all. And the Dantes reread the books.
The Dantes. Have you read like the book for the new movie that's coming out? Just leave it in the comment. We won't talk about it, but because we will talk about it. I read the book recently, like not that recently, but last year, and it literally brought back all the memories from when I first read the Hunger Games first time. And yeah, it was really good. So you should read it if you haven't yet. Anyways,
lots of votes for Gaston. And Corey says Atlantis is great. We have a hard time beating Gaston, and Jason agrees. So see,
Atlantis rules. Yeah, Atlantis.
I'd have to rewatch that. So I'm
glad.
glad.
I think it was like after my time of like watching animated movies.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. It's in that like weird, like dark area of those post Disney Renaissance movies where they just get totally overlooked.
For sure. Gaston's a tough one to beat. Those he's moving on. Next up, King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph and Lucifer, who again's a villain sidekick, but we put someone for numbers. Who I think Lucifer's horrible again because he's terrifying. I don't like remember much about Wreck-It Ralph. I know that Rochelle in the chat loves Wreck-It Ralph, so maybe she'll have some thoughts on King Candy here. But again, he doesn't like look like a bad guy, but I guess
I think that's the villain.
He's a twist villain too. He's another twist villain where he's not who you expect it to be. Well, I mean, I guess you could probably see it coming, but
yeah.
What about you
I'm
guys?
going to go Lucifer just because I don't know enough about King Candy.
King Candy is so annoying to me that I'm going to vote for him and move him on. I just find him so irritating that it's almost like one of those things where he's almost a compelling villain just because like the way he conducts himself just bugs the heck out of me.
I don't remember him.
What about you?
I love Lucifer. He's my 3rd favorite villain. So I love him because I'm just not going to say, I guess, because it'll take too long.
No, it's fine. Rapid fire story.
Rapid fire story. I have a stuffed animal when I was growing up that looked exactly like Lucifer, and I just love him. He's just the best. So moving on.
Lucifer for you.
Yeah.
I'll vote for King Candy as well. I don't know much about him though, but I just feel like if we're doing like a villains bracket, I guess maybe if we're doing sidekicks, I guess they're on here. But King Candy, if Tommy says he's annoying and like he's like a twist villain, I like a twist villain where it's like you don't see him coming and then it's him. So I like that. So I'm going to vote for King Candy as well. Let's see in the chat here.
A lot of candy.
Yes, a lot of King Candy. Steve and the Dantes. and Llama Floof and Corinne and Corey. Or sorry, Corinne. Did I keep saying it wrong? Yes, Corinne. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. King Candy, Lucifer. Jason votes for King Candy, and so does Jordan and Devin, and then Kim is voting for Lucifer, and the Dante say yes, he's a twist villain, Turbo. And then another vote for Lucifer and King Candy, but King Candy is moving on.
King Candy won?
Yeah, King Candy. Next up, we have the villain from Treasure Planet and Hans. Again, don't know much about the guy from Treasure Planet. I just know that Hans is one of those where I'm just like, do not like that guy.
Yep.
The guy from Treasure Planet isn't that bad. He's like, he kind of just like is like a pirate. Like he just does things you would expect a pirate to do. Hans is the absolute worst.
Yeah, he's so bad.
Way worse than the guy from Treasure Planet is like likable. Like you like root for him throughout the movie. Like, and he, I think he like does the right thing at the end. Maybe I don't remember exactly, but he's like a good dude. He just is a pirate. Hans is the worst.
Yeah.
He is like we like rewatch the scene today to see what he exactly says. And when she needs like the true love's kiss, and then he says like, "Oh, Anna, if only there was someone out there who loved you." Like he is just.
I remember when watching that movie, and I was like this.
Yeah, stunned that he's the bad guy.
Crazy.
I agree. Hans is horrible.
I don't think we have to read all these.
No,
ones. We can just.
It's Hans. Yeah. I think for sure. Look, there we go. Llama Floof, though, with a tidbit. Treasure Planet, we played a song from that movie in my school's marching band field show.
Treasure Planet rocks. Treasure Planet is awesome.
That's another one that's dark
old for me. So good. It's so
Lost. Good. Yeah, look, and there Jason votes for John Silver, another great underrated movie like Atlantis. Gonna have to check out all these this like era.
It is sweet.
That was in that era where I was not watching.
Yeah, Disney I was obsessed with Treasure Planet. I've seen Treasure Planet like 50 times.
So Hans, moving on here. Next up, Scar and Jasper and Horace.
Scar.
The
best villain song of all time.
Go to villain song with Scar all day.
Very good villain song. I fully agree. I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger here so it's there. Yeah, Scar for sure. Jasper and Horace again are just like
they're like Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah.
Yes.
With people version.
For sure. And again, have to include some of them on here because to figure it out. But Llama Floof has a new series for us.
Yeah,
we talked about doing this.
No, when we started dating, it was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
We were gonna do that, and then we started like we were going in order or something.
And then we ranked them all. We were doing it as we were watching
like 3 movies.
No, there's more. I have the list on my phone. We watched like 8 movies.
Watch 8 movies. So
and it was like random. We would pick them out
because I like need to be in the mood to watch a movie, and also like I need to be in the mood to watch certain movies. And if I find the movie boring, I don't like watching it. I can't like force myself. And if I like watch a movie too many times, I get bored of it. So it's a hard.
And the other ones are tough. So to start like in any sort of order like that, it's tough to watch.
It's tough because you're like, what?
I think that we did it like random
compared to now.
Oh yeah, we did do it.
It was like it was random. I remember, like it was like we did like Peter Pan, and then it was like I think
we did
like
the Aristocats.
Yeah. It was like random, which I will say doing that made me like certain movies that I forgot about. Like Aristocats, I was like, I like Aristocats. Like which I never would have known.
We need to do that though. We
actually should.
Do that. We just need to commit to it.
So Llama Floof, we can maybe do that. Like
it's a good wintertime activity.
For sure. Yeah.
Throughout her lifetime.
I didn't mean a lifetime. I just meant like
90 and be like,
no.
Making a YouTube. We finally finished.
We watched all the movies.
No. Scar is the villain like that I was talking about, where I as a kid, like I hated him.
Scary.
He is horrible. Mean. Like he is so like to kill your own brother. Like he is just that scene is. And I love on TikTok now when you see parents that show their kids that scene and they're like young and they're just like, oh my gosh, I think that's so great. I just,
that's so great.
So great.
I don't mean
the same childhood trauma we
all have to experience.
We all have to experience this, that he's horrible. But Scar is moving on. And I like the comment, Scar brother was funny. All right. Randall and Ka from the Jungle Book.
I'm picking Ka.
Yeah.
I think Ka is the worst villain, but I like Randall.
I like Ka, so I'm picking Ka.
You also love Jungle Book. That was one that we rewatched as well on our little list was Jungle Book, and I loved that as well.
Are you sure?
Yes, because that's why that I like that song and Blue and stuff now. Again, I don't think both necessarily very like villainous characters though. Like Randall is more just that he wants to beat Sully at scaring, right?
He's and then kind of a little nerd that got like the short end of the stick and is now like trying to like prove himself.
But he's ready to like drain Mike Wazowski of all of his like energy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's like at the end, he's like all in.
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is I'm gonna vote for Randall because I do think again, he does just go all in at the end of being like a villain. Like he'll do whatever he's got to do.
Yeah.
I think I agree, Randall.
And Kaz kind of just doesn't he just kind of want to like eat Mowgli?
Trust in me.
Yeah, he just keeps trying to eat him and missing him.
He's kind of dopey in the animated one.
Yeah.
I like him in like the live action photorealistic one. The Scarlett Johansson Ka, I think is really like, good and like big and scary too.
For sure.
When I was little, I was scared of Ka. So
I think this might be.
He does his hypno eyes.
Yeah.
So we got 3 votes for Randall from us, right? Did you vote for Randall, Haley, or you're doing Ka?
I did. I voted for Randall.
3 Randalls and 1 Ka.
Yeah, and then the Daunties are voting for Ka, and so is Devin, and Kim, and Steve.
Oh wow.
Llama Floof is voting Randall, and so is Corey, and Jason, and Rachel's voting Randall, and Donna is voting for Ka. Interesting.
Okay, hold on. Okay, well,
we need another vote here. We're tied up. Randall and Ka, 2 kind of. I guess they're kind of both snake-like. Randall's kind of more lizard-like.
Yeah,
lizardy. And
there we go. Pamela with the vote for Randall. Randall, moving on in our first round here.
I think that was warrantedly close.
Yeah, I think
sure. Next up, Hades and this captain guy from Lilo and Stitch again.
Captain Gantu.
Yes, I was going to say starts with a G. Again, don't know how villain-y he is because Lilo and Stitch is not a movie that I really watch like at all often. Like I don't even know the last time that I've watched Lilo and Stitch. So again, I don't know how villainous this guy is, but I'm going to vote for Hades.
Me too. I think Gantu's just doing his job.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a policeman, kind of. Like
he's
just like he just like needs to like find Stitch.
And he thinks he's like saving Earth.
Yeah. I'm with Hades too, I think.
I like Hades. I think again, I feel like when you look at it like though, like how villainous he is, I just think he's very like funny and stuff. So we'll see how far Hades can go in this bracket. We shall see. But I think
his comedy masks some of his badness.
For sure. That's what I think too. Right?
Yeah, he throws Meg in that river, right? River Styx.
All right, let's see here what the chat has to say. The Daunties are voting Hades. Jason is voting Gantu. Steve is voting Hades, and Llama Floof is voting the captain guy. Donna is voting Hades. So is Corinne, Devin, and Corey, and Kim. And Corey says Gantu isn't a bad dude. He's just got a bad employer.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's just doing his job.
So Hades in this first round is moving on, and then it'll get to more spicy takes. You get some of these going.
How many more of this?
We're almost there. Don't worry.
This round is going on forever. It feels like.
We're going through the Sanderson sisters and the Beagle Boys, which are Scrooge McDuck's villains in those things. Again, numbers thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Sanderson sisters.
I'm gonna go with the ones I've heard of. Yeah,
name Sanderson sisters
as well.
They're just great. Again, they're one of those that like again kind of comedy silly villains, but
they eat children, so they are actually villains.
That's what I was gonna say because Heidi said to me, "Are they really villains?" And I said, "They literally eat children."
Confused.
How they stay so young?
In the first one, they definitely are. In the second one, they're a little bit more
silly.
They're silly and like kind of like
The Beagle Boys
are by like an ex-dead man.
Yeah,
right. The Beagle Boys are just like
I've never seen them before in my life.
No, they're just like
what even are they from? You said Scrooge, like
yes,
what does
and like
that
the
mean?
Mickey and Friends villains again. You know,
they're definitely bad. They got power tools and dynamite.
They're ready.
Yeah, but Sanderson sisters are gonna move on here. We'll get through this again. If your votes are coming late,
sweep though.
No, there's a vote for Beagle Boys.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on to Sanderson sisters. Next up, Jafar and LeFou. Again,
he's so bad.
LeFou on here.
Again, I'm telling you, what happened?
He's literally not even mean.
Yes.
It's not even Josh Gad.
He's an enabler, I guess. Yeah, he enables.
It's not even mean.
Listen, see, Donna loves some DuckTales, but went with the Sanderson sisters. See, where everybody is liking some of them, at least a little bit.
At least there's some appreciation.
Thank you, except for Heidi. So at least I appreciate that everybody else is, Thank you. Again, this one is just
Jafar's so bad.
Yeah.
Gotta be Jafar. Very bad guy. Again, very like scary guy too. Like you want to just grab him by the chin and just, yank that.
He's one I think he's one I'd be really scared to see.
Yes, and yes, this was what I kind of went back and forth with was the 32. Then I would have cut a bunch of ones that I felt like were deserving to be in the bracket.
That's what I was saying.
Versus the 64. So then in between it was tough where the bracket worked out. So I apologize, guys.
Next time.
We're having fun. It's good. I mean, we're hanging tough here.
Yeah. Jafar is moving on though here, right? Everyone else in the chat is voting for Jafar.
Yeah. There was a LeFou, but most of
there was LeFou. Next up, Syndrome and Iago.
Syndrome.
Yeah, Syndrome's good.
But Iago's bad too. Yeah. He's a bad sidekick.
Yeah. Syndrome is one of those that I really like him as a villain. I like his villain story, from as a kid to now.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's very good. Again, Pixar has some good villains, and I think that Syndrome is probably my favorite Pixar villain. But Iago is a funny, iconic sidekick. But lots of votes so far for Syndrome. But people say this one's hard. This pains me. See? But voting for Syndrome. Llama Floof, though. Where's the parrot guy? Very funny. Sir Miles Axelrod was
yeah.
There was some that were
included so many people and you didn't include him.
Because we have to draw the line somewhere clearly because Home on the Range guy didn't make it. You know who else didn't make it? Apparently Oliver and Company has a villain. What else? Fox and the Hound. There's some old man that they said is a villain. Bambi. Yeah. People said that in Bambi the humans are the villain. They're not on the bracket.
The guy that shot Bambi's mom. The hunter.
There's lots that we had to snub. You know who also got snubbed? Darla, the girl from Finding Nemo that's shaking fish.
Oh God, that one, yeah, she would have made a late run. I feel like I hate Darla. Oh my God,
yeah, she would have took it all the way.
Heidi said she's just a kid. I said, yeah, who shakes fish in bags? She's horrible.
Yeah. Really, her parents are the villain.
Yeah.
But Syndrome, aka as Jason says, Incrediboy.
Yes.
Moving on. Ursula and Chef Skinner from Ratatouille.
She's so bad.
Got to be Ursula. Llama Floof. Look, Llama Floof is now just poking fun at me. You know what? Next time what we'll do, Heidi will do the bracket.
I'm making the bracket because I'm realistic.
And then, you know what? I don't want anybody commenting saying where's, because then,
Well, and just think this good time would have already ended if we weren't doing it. This
would have ended an hour ago. And we were joking about 3 hours. We are coming up on 3 hours, guys.
Okay. Look.
Not actually, but soon enough.
I was going to say that rounding is...
We're at 2, but...
Heidi's like the girl in that skit on Saturday Night Live about like a Disney World. It's like the Debbie Downer girl that's like... Everybody's like, oh, this is so great. And she goes, yeah, imagine, no. And then it's her. That's like, Ursula, though.
Yeah.
Easily.
Claire's easy, yeah.
Moving on. All right. Ratigan from Great Mouse Detective, which again is that era that we talked about. And then Stromboli from Pinocchio.
Ratigan is so yucky that's what I'm picking.
So
He's
yucky.
So gross.
Yeah.
He is. Stromboli's also very scary, though. He has some scary...
For sure.
Yeah, Stromboli is. Yeah.
I'll vote for what's his name?
Ratigan. Ratigan.
No, I'm voting for the other guy.
Oh, you are?
Stromboli.
I'm voting for Ratigan.
The macaroni man.
No,
yeah. The Italian dinner.
Yeah.
Because Ratigan, I know this about him because I rewatched this movie a few months ago. He is very, very calm.
When did you watch this?
Just one day, on a weekend. I think that you were back
Where
at
was
home.
I?
You were at your mom's house. And no, honestly, I'm being honest. And
how do you remember where I was?
Because I'm just assuming.
He's in the Delulu stage right now.
I'm so tired. It's way past my bedtime.
I'm trying to explain.
Recently, I go to get bed at 9, the latest, unless it's Dancing with the Stars night, and then it's 10. So anyway, this is really hard for me. He's
very chill, but then it's the breaking point where he just goes wild, and he's totally he's just almost turns into the Hulk but a rat, and he's terrifying.
Is Stromboli bread?
Stromboli is a folded pizza.
Yeah, it's inside out pizza.
That's what I thought.
That's funny. Rat dude Stromboli. Oh, did we all vote? You guys voted for who? I voted for Ratigan.
Yeah.
Heidi voted Stromboli.
Of course. Okay. Ratigan, Stromboli. A lot of Ratigan, but also some Stromboli here. I'm keeping track here, but it's going to be Ratigan. Yeah. Ratigan.
Nice.
Moving on.
Good job,
Were you keeping track?
No. It doesn't matter.
The Headless Horseman. again, very ominous, creepy.
Oh,
And Dr. Facilier.
Dr. Facilier.
Yeah, me too.
Though the Headless Horseman's very cool in the parade.
Yeah. Dr. Facilier is a good villain. I like him a lot. I think he would be one again who I would be afraid to see in person because I think
I don't know, because he's so like endearing and like I feel like he could draw you in because he's like mischievous.
He's like a con man.
And then he'll trick you. Yeah.
That's true. That's fair. But yeah, I think for me it's easy, Dr. Facilier. You too?
Yeah.
You guys?
Yep.
Yeah, I like Facilier.
Yeah. The Headless Horseman in the parade though, super good. And if you haven't like seen it before or like heard it before, you like don't like see him and you just hear like the horse and it's just like so ominous. It's very cool effect. I really like that. But lots of votes for Dr. Facilier and Llama Floof. Headless Horseman is literally holding a jack-o'-lantern. Easy Halloween vote. There you go. See, he would have been cut on a 32. So there we go.
Aren't you happy?
Okay, Dr. Facilier, moving on.
The doc.
I'm afraid every time there's going to be like random ones here, but see, these are ones. Look, like Ernesto wouldn't have made a cut on a 32, or maybe even Sid, but Ernesto de la Cruz and Sid from Toy Story.
This one's hard, but Ernesto literally killed his best friend and took all of his life's work.
Yeah,
So.
I agree. And I like to think that after Sid was traumatized at the end of Toy Story 1, he kind of turned his life around a little bit, where Ernesto is a real piece of garbage. So
yeah, even in the afterlife, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
You watched this movie recently.
Coco now. I watched it on the plane ride from Disney World, and I was loving every moment of it. It's like one of my favorite movies now. I was like, how have I not watched this earlier? And
Coco rocks, yeah.
And what are your thoughts on Ernesto?
Yeah, he's earning my vote.
Bad guy. Me too. He's a bad guy. Sid again, like Tommy said. I like to think as well.
And then
that
I have a button that goes, bad guy.
It's definitely insufferable. So I get why.
But there are lots of votes for Sid.
Yeah, I think we're outvoted.
The whole chat's all Sid right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for Sid, and we got 4 for Ernesto.
Yeah,
makes sense. I think it's fair.
Yeah, we'll see if anything changes. Ed Llama Floof, I'm just joking. You're so sweet. Thank you. I'm so glad that we're all having fun.
Another Ernesto and then another Sid.
Yeah, Jason says Sid became a productive member to society by driving the garbage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a hardworking guy.
Yeah. But Sid's gonna move on.
Good job, Sid.
There you go. He is very. You can also see you can see both of these guys at Oogie Boogie Bash.
I think Ernesto at Oogie Boogie is so cool looking.
It is
when they did that last year for the first time, it was crazy.
I agree. Sid, moving on. All right, we're in the next round. So everybody, now it's going to get tougher here. Maybe.
Buckle up.
Maleficent and Pete.
Maleficent is my vote for sure.
Yeah, Pete is just like your neighbor who's just like
jockey,
kind of a jerk. Like
guy's guy.
Yeah,
neighbor.
he like is your boss or whatever. Like he's just like annoying. But Maleficent is like an evil dragon lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love how this looks like the Crow's looking at Pete, and he's like, "You listen here."
Yeah, and they're arguing because Pete looks like he's arguing right back.
Yeah, that's so funny. Lot of votes though for Maleficent, of course. She is very, again, one of the villains that's just.
I feel like she is like the ruler of Disney villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She seems like that way for sure. That she's
that's how she is. Yeah,
she is in the stage show, right?
That's how she's framed in Kingdom Hearts as well.
Yeah, the villain lady. And again, no votes for Pete because Maleficent is just that elite. Corey as well says Ernesto has the better Parks costume though.
Yeah.
I agree. It is so cool. The like Ernesto stuff. I love it so much. A clean sweep here for Maleficent. So
well
Pete,
deserved,
deserving for sure.
You can deal with that, Pete. Anastasia and Drizella versus Madame Mim.
I'm going Madame Mim.
Yeah, I don't really know what Madame Mim's like goals are.
She's magical and crazy.
But yeah, the other two are just kind of brats. So I'm gonna go with Mim.
Yeah, me too. I don't really know. I don't even know if I've ever seen that movie. Like, to be honest, but again, she can transform into lots of things and is a witch. And these two girls are just bullies. So, and not even as like sinister as the mom. They're just kind of rip up her dress and stuff. So Madame Mim.
Me too.
As well. Madame Mim. Again, maybe a clean sweep, but Llama Floof. There we go. Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Keepers, Tommy. There you go.
Yeah.
I actually like in a drawer the other day pulled out some games and I have like the Kingdom Hearts games in there and I was like, oh, these would be fun as like a replay. I love these games.
Yeah, I went back through them.
People still love them. They always dress up like them as Halloween and stuff.
Yeah, they're very popular on TikTok. At least they were. I don't know if they still are, but they went through a big resurgence on there as well.
So a lot of votes for Madam Mim. So she's moving on. Next up, Bellwether and Gaston. Interesting matchup. Very different villains here.
I think Bellwether's way worse.
Me too.
Yeah.
Gaston just wants the girl.
Yeah, Gaston is very sort of narrow in his focus, and he's kind of just like, he like thinks he's entitled to stuff that he's not, where Bellwether is like ruining society. Yeah.
To be the ruler.
Yeah. And it's like, and like you like, I think they kind of frame it where like in the movie again, like the actual mayor, like Lionheart, like kind of like pushes her like out of the way and like makes her do stuff and stuff. So like you think that she's just kind of this like background like person. And then in the end, of course, she's whoa, you know? So again, Gaston is just, again, a guy that I don't like. He just seems like he's the guy that in school you're like, ugh, like this guy, you know? So I'm going to vote for Bellwether. You too?
Yep.
I think this might be close. So I might have to keep a tally here. We got 4 votes for us for Bellwether.
Hold on.
Dawn is going to vote for Gaston. Rochelle's voting for Bellwether. So is Devin. Steve and Corinne and Corey are all voting for Gaston. Llama Floof and Jason are voting for Bellwether, and so is Kim. And then Pamela votes for Gaston, and Corey says that Gaston has mobbed to murder a dude because he was rejected.
It's true. He does.
Bellwether tried to start a full-on like race war.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
He's bad.
He is bad.
Bellwether.
Hey, you know what? She's bad.
I knew it.
Oh, that's funny.
Sing your "She's a Bad Guy" song, but make it bad.
Yeah, Billie Eilish, get on that one. So Bellwether is moving on. Kind of an upset, I think, to be honest. I thought that Gaston, people would love Gaston. Next up, apparently 2 annoying guys. If Tommy says King Candy's annoying, I think Prince Han's annoying. So who of the annoying guys is going to move on here? What about you guys?
Hans, he's the worst.
He's way more mean, I think. King Candy's just like, I don't know.
And like so manipulative the whole time. Like he plotted this he's like a catfish.
Yeah, he's bad. He's bad guy. Yeah, he's bad guy.
I agree. I also, I'll save some things about him later on. I don't know where he'll come up or who he'll be against. Maybe Bellwether, which will be tough, but he's just a bad guy. Seriously, horrible. A lot of votes for Hans, but some for King Candy. Llama Floof and Corinne and Jason are all voting for King Candy, but then lots for Hans. We'll see if that changes, or maybe there'll be some last minute ones here, but Hans so far is moving on. I'm interested to see again the like end of this side of the bracket. I think that the other one had a lot of heavy hitters in this round. This one might be a bit different, but Hans is moving on. Next up, Scar versus Randall.
Scar.
Yeah, gotta be Scar. Scar is a very bad guy. Bad guy is the theme of this. Bad guy, bad lady.
Yeah, I feel like I've said it so much about everyone.
And Scar like actually does a murder, where like
Randall
attempts a murder, but Scar follows through.
And he would have done it to his nephew, but he felt a little bad and just made him run away.
Yeah, which is also horrible that he says to this kid, like, this was like basically your fault. You should you should leave and never come back.
Yeah.
Very bad stuff. A lot of votes for Scar, of course, but couldn't be a sweep. Llama Floof, Randall.
This can't be real, Llama Floof.
Yeah.
Every time.
Contrarian.
Yeah, that's okay. Llama Floof, you're entitled to your vote.
Yeah, you're entitled to your vote.
Don't let Heidi tell you otherwise.
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
No, no wrong votes.
Yeah.
No.
Like Randall, but Scar is Scar.
Yeah.
Scar is moving on.
Maybe if Randall had a song.
Maybe, yeah. If Randall had a song, I would reconsider. I'm a sucker for a song.
True. Hades and the Sanderson sisters. Was this one tough for anybody, or we know where we stand?
I think this is harder than, like, it depends on what scale I'm putting it on, considering they've been eating children for years and years.
Well, that's what I was going to say, like, they sort of face turned the Sanderson sisters in the second one so much and, like, wanted to like them, where I kind of, like, don't even think, I, like, have a hard time, because they're, like, super, super villainy in the first one.
Yeah.
but they are kind of like more buddy, like not so bad in the second one, where Hades is pretty cut and dry where he stands.
Yeah, this one, I don't know. I think though, like they both, I guess, have like their charms. Like the Sanderson sisters are funny and have like their moments. Like I love that moment where they're in like the school and she says something about like the bibliothèque, like the library. That's so funny. But Hades is also just like, I don't know. This is hard for me. I like Hades though a lot. I would say he's maybe my favorite villain, which has maybe changed.
Who's your favorite villain?
I don't know, to be honest. I was gonna say this at the end. I don't really know who my favorite like villain is. We'll get to that later if we talk about favorite ones quick. But I think I'm gonna vote for the Sanderson sisters. I really am.
What?
Yeah.
Hades is literally your favorite villain. You
I think so. Say. But I just think that my logic so far has kind of been like dastardly villains. Yeah. And they like
I didn't know that they eat children for real. I thought that was just like, I don't know.
That's how they stay young. That's why they were trying to get the.
That's why when they come to the Halloween party, they're so excited that they smell all these children.
I think I'm going to have to go with them too, if that's where I'm putting my scale.
Yeah, I think it's a close one either way.
What about you?
Do they still eat villains? I mean, do you still eat children?
Yeah, I don't know about in the second movie because again, I feel like. Yeah, like Tommy said, they changed him so much. So you're gonna vote for Hades.
I'm voting for Hades because he's like one of the
OG ones. Gotcha. All right. So we got 3-1 here. Jason is voting for the sisters. Steve and Corey voting for Hades. The Dantes voting for the sisters, and so is Pamela. Hades, another vote here. Sisters, Hades, and then Corey says that it's a crime. Hades losing to the Sanderson sisters. Maybe it's the Halloween effect or something.
The sisters did kill Emily. I forgot about that.
True. So
I just totally
maybe it's the effect. Hades is a very iconic and good villain though, so it does kind of pain me. But I just think on my scale that I was using for villainous,
put it over the edge.
Yeah, I like him more, but
I like him way more. But it's just I've stuck to my scale of like the bad or villainous people, and I just think that they do bad things. They eat children. Jafar and Syndrome.
Jafar. When he turns into the genie, he is so scary.
Yeah.
I think Jafar too. And Syndrome is at least like understandable and like.
Yeah, he has a reason.
Yeah, some of his issues are just like his robots getting out of control, out of hand. Where Jafar is like just bad all throughout. He turns himself into that gross old man in the prison.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, on my logic of bad guys here, Jafar is bad guy. Syndrome is just, again, like, had a traumatic moment with Bob as a child where he wanted to help and then didn't get to help. And then his whole life mission was, like, to take him down, I guess. But Jafar is just...
And Jafar thinks you can get Jasmine.
Yes.
Get real.
Why, you're not into Jafar? No?
But Aladdin...
There we go. Lots of votes for Jafar though in this one. No votes for poor Syndrome. That's okay.
Not even for Mama Floof.
No, Lama Floof is sticking with Jafar here. Sticking with the side here. Yeah, Jafar. Okay. Moving on. Next up, Ursula and Ratigan.
Ursula.
You're voting Ursula?
Ursula.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think again, Ratigan is like scary to me in the movie because I like I said, his he's very calm and then change. But Ursula is just, this is where to me it's like they're not really bad guys here, for me, but Ursula is just more iconic in this way because
and all those souls that she has in her little cave.
That's the thing. Yeah, I always love when Tommy brings up about like Ariel and Ursula and says like she pulls at all the stops and a whole number and stuff. I think is so funny. So
she really has to like lay it on thick in order to get Ariel on board.
Yeah. So Ursula's my vote as well. You too?
Yep.
Everybody's voting Ursula.
Yeah.
Except for Lama Floof, who will give Rat a vote. Very funny. But yeah, Ursula. Moving on, guys. Next up, Dr. Facilier versus Sid.
The doctor.
Very interesting matchup here. You're going
Facilier.
Tommy, maybe unsure?
Yeah, Facilier is doing stuff with like evil spirits where Sid is kind of just like a twerp, where I think Facilier is actually dabbling with with some bad juju, some bad mojo, and it ends up like sucking him into like a dimension or whatever. So I think
Sid didn't know his toys were alive, to be fair.
That's true. That's true.
So he's just like messing with like plastic bits. It's not like he's like torturing living things knowingly.
Yeah, it's a little unfair to hold that against him because he didn't know until the end. Yeah.
That is a good one. I'm going to also vote for Dr. Facilier, but I thought there was a vote. Yeah, there's a vote for Sid from Rachel. There you go. Vote for Sid, but a lot of Dr. Facilier, Llama Floof. Heidi, pretend the villains are dancing, so it's like watching Dance from the Stars, and then you can stay up.
That's too good.
That's funny.
That will help.
And this is funny. Where did he get his degree? Very funny.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess.
I like his song a lot too. I really do like Friends.
Yeah,
it's a really good song. Yeah,
very good villain song. But Dr. Facilier, moving on. Next up, two witches, Maleficent and Madame Mim.
Maleficent.
Yeah.
Me too.
Just bigger and badder, yeah.
The dragon of her under the Paris.
Yeah.
So cool.
Super cool, yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That is really cool.
That's real.
Yeah. And again, I've seen her many a time at Hollywood Studios battle it out with Mickey. And I think she's very cool villain. So I'm also voting for her. Again, I haven't like watched that movie in a long time. I've also never seen like the live action like Maleficent, which Heidi like said was pretty good.
Oh, I like that movie.
Yeah, people like those movies.
So I'm gonna have to check those out as well, because clearly if you get like a movie spin-off of like a villain, they're good. Like Cruella got one and it was good. It's like these big bad villains. So Maleficent's my vote, and I think the chat agrees. I don't see any votes for Madame Mim.
So she's somebody also that you can meet at Oogie Boogie.
True.
Lots of cool villains, I feel like, at Oogie Boogie.
Really good. Yeah, that is one downer of the whole D23 thing moving, which we'll briefly touch on at the end, but because that would have been so fun to go to Oogie Boogie Bash. But Maleficent, moving on. All right. I knew this was going to happen at this point, and this is like so tough because these are two villains where it's like a good twist, you know? Very good twist. We got Bellwether and Prince Hans of the Southern Isles. Anybody know? Sure.
Bellwether, because her reach of evil was broader.
Okay.
You know, she was like terrorizing an entire like nation of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely struggling because that's obviously very true. But what Hans does is just so mean. It's just so like hurtful and mean that I think I have to vote him through just off of sheer like. It makes me sad to think about because it's just such a bad thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm voting for Hans because I like the fact of like what he says. It's like he could have said anything else. Like he could have just said like, "Oh, I don't love you," or like just kidding or nothing, or just walked away. But the fact he said no one loves you or whatever.
Yeah,
or like
if there was someone out there who loves you.
Oh my God, there are people. Like just be quiet, you big galoot, and get out of here. That's what you want to say, and so that I'm voting for him.
Yeah, I think these are both like bad again in very different ways. Of course, Zootopia is my favorite Disney movie, but there is just like the one punchable Disney villain. It's Hans. I would
so smarmy,
insanely punchable. Yeah,
yeah.
You would love to just give him a sock right in the face. And I love in like the Frozen sing along thing, whenever at Hollywood Studios, when he comes up and everybody just boos him. I think is so good, and it's just I do not like him at all, and I think that's what a villain's supposed to be. Of course, like Bellwether is a really really good villain, but Hans like does the job where you think he's like the dreamy guy, and then he's really just this horrible, awful guy. So I'm going to vote for Hans. Let's see. A lot of votes for Hans so far. Long Floof also says next round criteria, who would win in a dance-off?
Yes.
Who would win here, Bellwether or Hans?
Definitely Bellwether. Yeah, Hans got no moves.
Yeah, Bellwether's got built-in tap shoes. Yeah.
True. A lot of votes for Hans, though. A few for Bellwether.
Do you want me to count?
Bellwether would break it down. No. Is it close?
Oh,
okay, let's do it. Let's count. So one vote for Hans, and then another for Hans, and another for Hans. And then we got a Bellwether, and a Bellwether, and a Bellwether. Donna says Hans. Poor Anna. Lexman votes for Bellwether. Kim says Hans, and Jason says punchable. That's Lotso for sure.
Face. He's so cute.
I mean, he does pretty, like, he does them dirty. That's fair. Hans, though,
He's
right?
So cute, though.
Yeah.
Moving on. Next up, Scar and the Sandy sisters.
Scar.
Same.
Yeah, gotta be. Even though they eat children, Scar is just
kills his brother and doesn't care.
Like literally. At all. And then after, when there's like no food left, all these things, and it's like a barren wasteland, he's like making all like the ladies go out and hunt, and they're like, there's nothing, and he's just horrible.
Honestly. Yeah. Not only is a murderer, he's like, just like a terrible leader as well.
Yeah, he wants to be leader, and then he's awful at it.
He's like, does an awful job.
And it's just how he says it when, again, like he's gonna help, like you think he's gonna help his brother because it's his brother, and then he just is like,
that's the worst. He's another where like you could have just left him be and see if he'd fall off, and he digs his claws.
Long live the king.
Terrible.
Horrible. A lot of votes for Scar here. But I do see that Rochelle says kills children or kills brother. Tough one, and she'll vote for the sisters, but a lot of votes for Scar. So Scar is moving on. Next up, Ursula and Jafar, two of Disney's iconic villains, very iconic ones. Which way do you guys want to go here?
I think I'm still Jafar on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Jafar squeaks it out for me.
And I think, Ursula's contracts. Like, she does it by the books.
True.
Yeah.
That's
true.
And Jafar's hypnotizing people.
Yeah, and I just think when you think of these two, he's just more of like a slimy guy. Like, I just think he is just like,
it's that skinny little mustache of his.
Yeah, that you just want to like,
yank it right off. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I think he's a bad guy. Also, like you said, Ursula has her little soul guard in there, but Jafar is just. And
they had the contract and signed on the dotted line.
Yeah. When he turns into the genie, like you said, he is just terrifying. He's like a Chernobog level of.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it is Chernobog-esque. Yeah.
Let's see. We have the Dantes voting for Jafar, Devin as well. Lama Floof and Lexmen are voting for Ursula. Corey's voting for Jafar, and so is Jason. Rachel and Steve are voting for Ursula. And then a bunch of votes here for Jafar. And Donna says that Jafar is scarier, and Ursula is your fan aunt. Funny. But Jafar is going to move on here to the next round. Interesting one. Maleficent versus Hans.
I'm voting for Hans.
Is this a tough one for anybody, or this is easy for?
I'm voting for Hans.
He's a dragon.
Yeah, Hans is definitely probably meaner in like an intrapersonal sense, but I feel like Maleficent is just like
villain,
classic evil. Yeah, like green fire, horns, all the whole shebang.
You're voting Hans there. I'm going to vote Hans as well, and I'm only voting Hans because, again, I think that of course she's scarier and all these things, but I just think that the one thing that he does to Anna is just so mean. Like he's
probably the worst person in the bracket. Like,
yeah, I'm just like it, and it's just like you not only don't help her, but then you like dig it in as she's gonna die and say nobody loves you. It's just like you are just, again, on my logic of the epitome of a bad guy. He is just the worst. So I am voting Hans, even though I know Maleficent is gonna easily take this round. But Lama Floof is on the Hans bandwagon. There we go. That's all we needed, was to take one vote here. But Maleficent, she is very tough, though, Devin. I agree. She's a tough one to take down, and it's got to be that the dragon factor. And Corey says that he doesn't like Maleficent, but respects her status as a peak Disney villain. That's fair. She is like you guys had said earlier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like the epitome of like the face of Disney villains is Maleficent for sure.
Like they answer to her.
Yeah. Seriously, if there was like a villain's land at Magic Kingdom, she's like the boss.
Well, I think like in the stage shows that she's ever in, she is like the curator of all.
For sure. Because even in the Halloween show that we saw, she pops in and then like brings all the other villains there.
Right. I think that's what I'm like talking about, is that like she like welcomes her crew.
Yeah. And it's everybody, like Hades, Hook, like everybody comes in, it's her for sure. And yes, as soon as you join the bandwagon, me, you, and Heidi, all three of us, at least we all fell off the wagon together, Lama Floof. But Maleficent's moving on. Scar versus Jafar is our next matchup.
Scar's song.
Yeah, I think
Be Prepared takes it.
I think Be Prepared puts it over the edge for me.
Yeah, and he just killed his brother. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's just
it's like he's a bad villain and he's good at being bad. Like I feel like a lot of the villains like mess up and they like don't get very far. But like he goes through with it and like
Scar's like, like I have a plan, and then he just does the plan,
Right.
and then it works until Simba comes back like from the dead, essentially. Like,
years later.
Yeah, like 10 years later.
And you're like, who is this? And then it's him. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Scar is just like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that he is again one of those that as a kid I just hated him so much, and I still do. Like it's lived on for 20 years that I've just not liked this guy.
It took me till adulthood to have any sort of like I couldn't even like think about saying like, oh, I like Scar. He's my favorite villain. Like I hated him as a child.
For sure. We got a lot of votes for Scar, but some for Jafar from Devin and Corey. And the Scar song is very scary, Donna. It's very like, yeah, the whole thing when he's up on that like rock or whatever, right? And all the hyenas are there. Very, very good visual and a very good song. So Scar for us is moving on to go up in the final on this side of the bracket to see who is going to face off against Cruella is Maleficent versus Scar, which this probably could have been a final in terms of like the actual final.
Wait, is this the final before the final?
Yeah, the final before the final.
Oh my gosh.
My brain immediately went to like who would win if they battled.
Like a fight?
Yeah, like Battle Royale, fight to the death. And it would be Maleficent. So I think I have to go there. I think that's where I am with these finalists.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm pretty torn.
Who's the baddest of the bad.
Yeah, but I think I just have to go with my personal preference, which would in this case be Scar.
I agree.
Yeah.
My personal preference will be Scar because I don't know much about like Maleficent's overarching. Like I know that she's not invited to the like whatever it is, like the
Fairy Club or whatever,
yeah, and stuff. But I don't know if she has other motivation or any. Like I don't really know. I don't know too much about that movie. But Scar, I just know is a bad guy that I just
and I'd be happy either way. But
yeah, I think it's like either one I would be okay with as well. Yeah.
It's tough. Let's see what the chat has to say. We got a vote here from Steve for Scar. Lexman is voting Maleficent. Devin and Kim are voting for Scar. Llama Floof with a vote for Maleficent. Corey is voting Scar, and so is Corinne. Jason is voting for Maleficent. Rochelle is voting for Scar, so is Rachel and Donna. And then Pamela's voting for Maleficent. Maybe not as close as I thought it would be, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Scar is moving on pretty easily against Maleficent in this round. Who is going to face off against? Oh, Jason has a question. Can Scar?
Exactly.
No, he cannot.
That's a good point.
But Scar is moving on to go up against. Oh no, sorry, Dr. Facilier. How did I forget about him? I guess. Sorry, I thought that was the final before the final.
So did I. I'm on Team Scar for this one.
Yeah, Team Scar. Maybe anybody else has a different opinion, but I think a lot of people voted for Scar last round. Maybe we'll say the same. Facilier is a cool villain, though, but Scar is just very, again, like, yeah. He does give me the creeps, too, but Scar is
He's smart. I think that's the thing. A lot of the villains are dummies.
True. Yeah.
And he's smart.
He kind of gets in over his head, which, like, kind of, like, humanizes him at the end, where I almost feel like a little bit bad for him, because, like, he was doing bad things, but, like, he just like got in too deep, I feel like.
But then at the end, he kind of does like a Lotso. He like asks for help and then tries to like turn on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
So like you get what you get, fall into that fire. I was like cheering at like 6 years old.
Jason though says that Facilier has friends on the other side. Scar only has hyena henchmen. There you go. Yeah. I think this would be very different if you did say like the criteria is who would win in a battle. Yeah. You know, because then like
Chernobog would still be here.
Yeah,
for sure, and it would be him and Maleficent.
Yeah,
probably going up in the end. You know, but I guess when you put in all the factors of like your favorite or like how bad they are, like all the other factors, then it's more different, which is very interesting. That it would be, you know, like it like the outcome.
I think it makes it more fun because it's less cut and dry. Like you have to have like reasoning.
Yeah. So we'll get into it here, but we got Rachel and Steve and Llama Floof all voting for Scar. Jason is voting for Dr. Facilier. Kim is voting for Scar. Rochelle is voting for Dr. Facilier. Pamela and Corinne are voting for Scar. Corey is voting for Scar. Devin is voting for Dr. Facilier. Lexman is voting for Scar. And then Donna is voting for Dr. Facilier. Where are we at?
Scar.
And this should be, which I thought was earlier, Scar versus Cruella.
This is a fight Cruella would want. She would make a mean jacket.
Yeah.
True. This is, again, this is very different, like I said, of the like who would win in a battle, because none of these two would still be here.
Yeah.
But in our criteria here, they are. And I think this is tough.
Yeah. Mine is still Scar.
Still Scar as well. Just something about him is just like
like it's killing your own family is like
true.
Like, and all because you just wanted to be like in charge.
Right. Even though you're a terrible leader, everybody went hungry when you got in there.
Yeah. Good bad job.
So you and Haley are voting for Scar. Tommy, what about you?
Yeah, I think I'm Scar as well. Cruella DeVille is like really scary, and especially like a real life Cruella DeVille would be, very terrifying. But yeah, I think Scar is just like the perfect sort of combination of, has big evil plans, is like evil to his family, great song, all that good stuff. Yeah,
to be willing to go to kill your own brother to just take over the throne is pretty like bad guy. I know that she's gonna take puppies and stuff is horrible, but in this case, I guess they're both pretty horrible. So I'm gonna take Scar as well, because I think he just overarching as a villain, his like plan is very like, big and has all these things and would be willing to go to like all these lengths. So I'm gonna
just push her off a cliff.
Yeah.
He'd like cut her like brakes in her car and she'd be dead.
Steve's gonna vote for Cruella, so is Llama Floof and Pamela. Corey's gonna vote for Scar. Rochelle is gonna vote for Cruella. Rachel and Kareen are gonna vote for Scar. Lexman as well is gonna vote for Scar. Kim and Jason and Donna are all gonna vote for Cruella. Devin's gonna vote for Scar. He would claw Cruella to death. They're both evil though. Llama Floof says Cruella would be a better dancer. And she's after innocent puppies. She is. I know. This is like one of those where it's so hard at the end. And PETA would not be pleased right now. Llama Floof for Cruella.
It's pretty close.
Is it close?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe any last minute votes? This is our final again. Cruella versus Scar.
Give it another little bit.
Again, I appreciate everybody for staying to the end, because like I said 3 hours jokingly, and
here we are.
So
3 hours later.
I really apologize, and I apologize to anybody who has rewatched this playback and has made it to this point.
Yeah, you get a prize
to see who the final is. Comment if you rewatched it and you're here.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. But we're gonna end it there. Oh, never mind. Amy's coming in with a vote for Cruella.
Another second.
See, there's a few moments.
There's more.
There's more coming through.
Yeah,
Steve did vote. Yeah. Corey wants to vote again for Scar. And Rachel's still awake.
Yes,
yay, Rachel. We're so proud of you, Rachel. We're going to call it there because there's no votes coming through. And our winner, very close by one vote.
Dun, da, da, da.
Scar.
Whoa.
I was not expecting
me
that.
neither.
So our winner of this bracket is Scar.
I think both of them would have been good winners.
Yeah,
so that was a good outcome.
I would have been totally okay with either, and it's fitting that they came
Went
down
up against each other.
Came down to one vote. Yeah.
Very good one. Please add a title. Oh, sure. I just need to save this. Disney villains, because then I have to just know that we did it. Save.
So you have to finish.
I have to do this. Villains. Oh, never mind. We're just gonna leave it there. We're gonna come back here, but again, what an ending, what a bracket. I really appreciate everyone for staying this long. Haley and Tommy signed up for this, and it's been 3 hours. We're so
it's half our fault that it's 3 hours.
50%.
No, it's okay. Hey, and Steve says he wasn't prepared for us.
The puns are good.
Very funny. But yeah, we just appreciate everybody for sticking around this long. And doing this. I love the brackets because they're fun. They have a lot of like discussion behind them, and we can like talk about things, and I think that's just always very, very fun. Like we said, we're close to 4K on YouTube here. So if you're new, consider subscribing to our channel. We'd appreciate that so much. And we're gonna stick Haley and Tommy's channel down there as well. But no, hey. But I'm going to pull this up quick and then we'll talk about something. But we also posted this video yesterday, which was our vlog from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, just in time for Halloween. So you can check that out and get in the Halloween spirit before Halloween. I guess it's on Tuesday. Crazy. So we're going to have that on our channel. It's already up there. So you can check that out. We had a great time at that party. Super fun. If you're ever in Disney World for the Halloween season, definitely recommend going. We honestly had such a great time. We've now done both of like the parties, the Halloween and the Christmas. And we love both of them. Luke is here.
Woo!
Welcome.
Hi,
Luke. This is actually funny because we'll touch on this now.
Yeah, Luke, this is exciting.
Wow, Luke, you came in for the perfect time.
For those that have stayed, we'll share a little tidbit of two things. And we're gonna have videos on both of these things. And the first one, because Haley and Tommy are here, is that we've said this before, and I'm sure that people know because we've like talked about it, hinted about it, and we'll do like a whole announcement at some point, probably next year because it's still far away. Is that the four of us are going to be in California
at Disneyland
next August at Disneyland to do the D23 Expo.
And we're going to be there for 10 days, baby. That's all we'll say.
It's gonna be amazing.
So we're gonna do some stuff. We'll probably do like a pre-live stream or something if you guys are okay with that, like at some point in the future. Sure. And we'll talk more about it. But that's that little tidbit confirmed officially. So any California friends,
it's official.
It's booked and done official.
It's
so any California friends like Luke.
Yeah, Luke.
The four of us will be in California, and if anyone's going to the expo, let us know.
Yes,
or at Disneyland, it'll be so much fun. And so you'll be able to have some videos of that, like our planning for that, and
when we go
and that stuff. But also, we're gonna start some stuff on our channel. Like within the next like year, but it'll be in 2025. Is we have a wedding venue picked?
Yeah.
Which we're gonna tell you guys after, but we'll say it here now because we're talking about content here, like on our channel. Is that we're kind of gonna film some stuff about it, of like just like our
like the planning of it, but like more so like when we go do stuff, so then we can have like a look back on it. And we were like, oh, it'd be fun to like put a video together of like the preparation before.
Yeah.
So that'll also be coming.
That's another thing which is exciting.
So exciting.
So many fun things in the future. But of course, on a Monday, this coming Monday, we'll hopefully have a video posted of some mystery pin unboxings because we haven't done that in a long time. We have some sitting here from our Disney trip in August, which is so crazy. We've just been so busy, but we'll post that. And then the vlogs will still continue to come out from our Disney trip. And I have my video of my college program, like recap of all of the like stuff about it, my little haul and some different things. But yeah, lots of exciting things going on over here.
Yes.
I'm sure Haley and Tommy will be vlogging the Disneyland stuff as well, which is next year. That'll be so fun. And maybe other things. Who knows? Haley and Tommy.
Yeah, you may be able to see the rest of our honeymoon from January 2023 coming up.
Coming on a year
ago. We'll see.
That's okay. Life is busy, so it's totally fair, you know? But yeah, check out their channel if you haven't already. They're the best. We love them so much. Subscribe if you would like to our channel. We're on the road to 4K, which is fun. And then Haley and Tommy, you're on the road to 1K, I think. You're almost there.
Yeah, we've regressed a little bit, but it's understandable.
We'll get there together. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. But we're gonna have so much fun on our Disneyland trip, which is a year away, pretty much. But who can ever be?
Time is less than a year.
Yeah, we're so excited. When it was booked, we were like
freaking out.
Oh yeah.
So, thank you all for hanging out with us, ranking some Disney villains. We'll see you all in the next live stream in a couple of weeks, and in a new video on Monday. So lots of love to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And remember,
you guys are real ones.
Yeah, seriously, the real ones. Always, we love you all.